that a drink? Bum. Hey gamers, good morning. Early starting, really early starting screen. We're already here, boys. We're already here. What's today? Today's Tuesday, right? Happy Tuesday. Hope Tuesday's been going well for you. How come energy drinks? Like I'm not a huge energy drink. I bought some at Costco. How come they have like the best carbonation? Put Rastakhan and Stormwind an F and move on, dude. I had a really good idea, and this was inspired by Cosmonaut, who Marcus, if you know him on a first name basis. I do not. I had a really good idea. I'm hoping this ends up being really good. We'll see what ends up happening here. Let me double check. I haven't missed anything on Twitter or anything. What is this post? I'm jealous of my girlfriend's ex because he's better than me at Hearthstone. XDD. What the coffee monsters are really good. Wait, what the hell's the coffee monsters? What is that? That sounds fun. I had a good dude, I passed the fuck out last night. I did the tournament, and then I did the solitaire thing with Raffle for a little bit. Guys, it is confirmed, by the way, day 1 of Slay the Spire 2, we will be doing a co-op with Raffle and Dreads. I'm very excited about that. That should be really fun. I'm hoping, at least. That should be a really good time. Of course. Where the fuck? Every time I get back to my desk in the morning, my cat knocks down everything. I don't know why. What are you gonna do for Slay the Spire release? We'll play a couple hours of solo, and then I think like a couple hours later, we're just doing co-op for Slay the Spire with Raffle and Dreads. It should be really fun. I'm really excited for it. I don't know what Frost is doing day 1 is the thing. So like, I feel like Frost Prime's already really busy. Love the wallpaper. I'm glad. I'm still trying to figure out. If any of you guys run a card shop and you watch my content and you know somebody who makes card mats and can manufacture it, and honestly, if you want to sell it on your platform, I'd be more than happy to make a deal. I would like to get this finished so that people can play with them when I go to Magic on Vegas and shit, but no rush. It is what it is. We'll figure it out. It's unfortunate. This is so busy. Okay, guys, let's get into this. Guys, I have a great idea for today. I'm really excited for it today, okay? I want to say, okay, the year was, guys, this video was made in 2022. Okay, anyways, when I was a wee Hearthstone creator, I made a video called ranking all the Hearthstone expansions. This video has a 91% like to dislike ratio, which is not great. So I'm going to be really excited to see. Basically, what we're going to do is not only I'm going to rate it currently how I feel about it, because I'm sure we're feeling a little bit different at this point in time. It's been a couple years. I'm going to see what I said and cringe my fucking ass off, because maybe my opinions have changed. And I don't even remember what I put on here. That's going to be the most interesting thing. So we're going to see what this is and then go from there. Again, I'm going to cringe for sure, okay? Hearthstone has a lot of oh God, like listen to my voice. Oh, do I want to do this? So what was the last expansion here? The last expansion for this was United and Stormwind, boys. That's how far we're at. Oh, buddy. Really enjoy the content. Yo, Studious, thanks for subbing for another month, my dude. Really enjoy the content around the mini tournaments. Are a lot of fun. I'm glad you like it, man. All right. Expansions. Some are good, some are bad. Dude, my voice sounds okay. Is my voice worse or better now? I feel like it's the microphone on this, but I mean, it does not sound it does not sound optimal. I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
And some are questionable, but let's do a tier list for all of them. The way that I'm rating this tier list is
okay. How do I rate
how
this?
much enjoyment I got
How much enjoyment I got
out of them.
Wait, can you guys hear that?
And make sure you do your own tier list. I'll leave a and make sure you do your own
No one cares about other people's tier lists. Hold on.
But let's do a tier list for all of them. The way that I'm rating this tier list is based on how much enjoyment I got out of them. And make sure you do your own tier list. I'll leave a link in the description down below.
Oh, that's so nice of you.
There, make sure you subscribe.
What a good creator.
And I would
Holy! God damn! Look at that. Not subscribe to subscribe. What is it right now? Wait, give me a second. That's a crazy metric. What the fuck? What is it at now? Damn, holy moly, bro. All right, we're currently at 50. We're basically 50-50 for not subscribed and subscribed. So we definitely got more subscribers at this point. That is crazy. Who's not subscribed to the channel that watches me, guys? Come on. Come on. All right, Nick, what's up, dude?
Appreciate it. For this tier list, I'm not.
And I used to use these like random ass emotes for my videos instead of me, and I think I should go back because my ugly face won't be on all these videos anymore.
Including the basic set as well as the Demon Hunter Initiate set, because even though they're like kind of expansions, they're not really.
Okay, bro.
The basic set will be included in Classic, and the
okay, bro,
was already kind of the first pick, and the Demon Hunter Classic. So Hearthstone Classic was cool.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Before I watch what I said, I'm gonna rate Hearthstone on its own, and then I'll watch what I said previously because I'm very curious what I ended up doing. Okay, I have a weird
Antarctica thinks Rarran can win versus a coyote.
That was so fucking loud. My bad. Sorry, that was really loud. How come I didn't hear one for Nick or Studio Sleeper? Whew, okay, that was scary. Spades, what's up, dude? Thanks for coming back for 8 months. I had to swing by and resub for my goat. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate it. Okay. Hearthstone Classic for me, I think was interesting because I was not a good player during Hearthstone Classic. And I think a lot of people weren't because this was like basically my first real card game. Now that I've had more experience with Classic, because I did like the expansion series and we also had Hearthstone Classic and all this stuff, I feel like Classic was really good. Maybe that's like purely nostalgia, but I do feel like for what they did for, I don't even know how many cards it is. It was almost like a perfect card game. Everything changed when Curse of Naxxramas was added to the game. A couple of balancing issues here and there. Before what they were going for, Classic was probably like maybe the best introduction to a card game I could have asked for. It had perfect random, not perfect randomness. It had randomness. It had good damage. It had like the balancing for class is a little weird, unfortunately, but I mean, it can't be perfect. So it's not a perfect expansion in my mind because there's a lot of bullshit still. But I think for like the issue when it comes to Classic is that because it was like my first introduction to a real card game, I feel like it gets a little bit of a bonus, and it probably sits very highly in people's brain when they think back on what makes Hearthstone so good. I mean, I gotta put it an A. I think that's a really good expansion. I mean, it's not even an expansion. It's just like, if I was gonna make a base game for Hearthstone, I think that was a really good way of doing it. Especially because a lot of people did not understand what was really good and what was great during the early days of Hearthstone. Like this was kind of just the Wild West, which maybe one of the reasons why it was really fun. Once the meta was established, it definitely got less enjoyable, but I think for what it is and what they were going for, they did a really, really good job. So it's tough because I think you could look back on it and be like, Force of Nature was bullshit, and it was. Leroy at 4 was really good. Soulfire at 0 was really great, but you have to give them a little bit of leeway here because I think when it comes down to it, it's really hard to make a perfectly designed game right from the very beginning. And honestly, if Hearthstone right now is any indication, we're still haven't solved the problem that Classic, I guess, initiated with not having a perfect balancing system, right? There's always some nonsense. So I think A tier is fine. I think some people would put it in S, but let me see what I said about it.
Because when they first released the game, it was a complete game.
Dude, I've gotten so much better at speaking. Oh my God.
So a lot of the meta was already kind of solved in itself, where there was a lot of back and forth, a lot of interesting stuff to try out.
Editing.
It was a really well-designed game. Now, some of the stuff was pretty broken. Like Miracle Rogue is still extremely good.
True.
Power overwhelming. Zero Mana Soulfire was
True.
gross. But
True.
overall,
My man
there was a lot of
speaking
broken
here.
Stuff in that expansion. Or
Oh,
I guess
Intermittent
in the
too.
Classic set. So I'm kind of for
What am I putting it?
putting it as an A, but I
Hey, no way. I'm the same guy.
will be honest, I do think that Hearthstone Classic gets a little bit of a pass because
Hey, what the fuck? I said the same thing 6 years
it
later.
was the very first
Oh, 4
time
years
Hearthstone
later.
came out, and I think a lot of us were
Pre-watched.
having fun regardless because it was
What?
a brand new game. The first expansion we had was Curse of Naxxramas, and even though it was a really small adventure, it did have a
Okay, let's talk about Naxxramas. Guys, Naxxramas is kind of bullshit. I'm not going to lie to you. When I think back on Naxxramas, and I think about what was added to the game, Naxxramas might have had one of the strongest power creeps we've ever seen in the game. Like, I'm talking, we got Undertaker, we got Haunted Creeper, we got Mad Scientist, we got Lothep. Like, all of those cards I just mentioned, maybe not Haunted Creeper, are playable today. And that is insane to think about. Naxxramas, I feel like was really cool because of the adventure aspect. I'm not sure about the cards. Is that crazy to think? Yeah, Voidcaller is another really good one, like to mention. Like, I think Voidcaller might still be playable for today. Like, Naxxramas was kind of nuts in power. It was really good. And maybe that was intentionally designed because they wanted their adventure, their first like real injection of new cards added to the game to be powerful. And I think that's a really good way of doing it. We've seen that with Demon Hunter and Death Knight, which we'll get to later. But I think the adventure of Naxxramas is what the bigger thing for me is. I really like the adventure. I wish they would still do them. It actually makes me really depressed they don't. So, I mean, in terms of card quality, like there's either like the S tier meta tyrants, or a lot of it is just kind of like you never saw them get played. There's a couple really good like staples, like with I forgot what that 4/6 elusive's called, but that card was fine. I think for the most part, it's like, for me, Naxxramas, I just feel like it gets the biggest pass compared to Classic because of the fact that it was the first expansion added to the game. Is that crazy to say? Like, maybe not. Now that I played with it with the expansion series, and I have all these years of Hearthstone under my belt, we just, me and, this is a quick spoiler, me and Firebat did a video of like what would TGT be like now, and with all the changes, and like we just ran like every good Naxxramas card. Like, it was actually insane. Like, it was so, I'm gonna put it in C. I don't know, like, it's tough because I think Nax also gets a huge pass like Classic because of the fact it was the first expansion. But I think for me personally, like when I think of balancing and like overall just what the game became after Naxxramas was released, we had a lot of iffy things. And like, do we really want to live in a game or a meta game where like Soulfire's played, or Soulfire, Lothep's played in every deck, and Mad Scientist was maybe the best 2-drop of all time? I'm gonna raise it up for B for adventure. I think the adventure was really good. I don't know about the cards. I think nowadays, if we think back on it, Naxxramas would be complained about a lot for some of the cards. So let me see what I said.
really big impact on what the game was with Nerubian Egg, Lotheb.
Oh, Nerubian Egg too was really good.
Most importantly, Undertaker Hunter was an extremely dominant deck. And
Oh, look
I
at
think
that editing.
honestly, because of how dominant it was, it kind of ruined the expansion. A lot of
True!
people look back at Curse of Naxxramas as like a really good moment in Hearthstone, but really was it? I don't remember it being
Dude, what
the
that-
best thing ever.
It's
It was
me!
really fun, and I think
I
the
made this
solo
video.
adventure was one of the best aspects of it. The class challenges were great, but like overall, Curse of Naxxramas doesn't really like hold a really high bar for me. I think Undertaker Hunter really
I left an
made me
odd.
not want to play it as much as possible, and I'm gonna put it at like a B. I do think
What the fuck? There's no way, dude.
it had a lot of really good qualities. It wasn't like the best.
Holy,
adventure
that
we've
is
had, and quite frankly,
insane.
I think a lot of people overhype Curse of Naxxramas. Next, we have Goblins versus
Oh my god, what the fuck? What the fuck? That's so crazy to me. That's so funny. Yo, Layup, thanks for coming back for 6, bro. Hope you're doing well. That's so funny, dude. That is so funny. Okay, That's so fucking funny. I literally can't believe I've gotten this same twice. Surely it's gonna change, right? Okay, GVG, man, GVG is another like expansion I think would just not fly currently in Hearthstone. GVG, I think, had a lot of really good, there's a lot of good aspects and a lot of really bad ones. The most negative thing I can say is that it's probably some of the worst card design we've ever seen in Hearthstone is in the set. When I'm talking like Implosion, I'm talking like Crackle, like those cards are miserable. Dr. Boom, Boombot, RNG are also like, you know, it was fun at first, but then it gets really, really tiresome after a little bit. Piloted Shredder was like in every tempo deck. You couldn't get away from it. A couple of really good cards for individual classes. Dude, I feel like it was a good, I like spare parts. I did like the spare parts mechanic. I thought that was a really good one. It's fun to play with. I feel like Naxxramas was a better set than GVG though. What was playable? I'm trying to think of like how much I truly enjoyed it. There was like Mech Mage was like a huge one. Control Warrior was still there. Hunter was doing some aggro nonsense for sure. Paladin was kind of there. Paladin really saw a rise in fame with TGT. Shaman was still there. Druid was great because Wild Growth still existed. Rogue was good because of the oil. I mean, when I think about Naxxramas, I mean, GVG, there's just so much stupid shit in that set. It's just so much nonsense. I think the main thing I think about when I think about GVG is how much people hyped up Trogzor, and then Trogzor saw literally no fucking play. That's the shit that makes me laugh every time I think about it. Like, it's so good. Shredder now exists, Instant S. Dude, Shredder is like, do you guys think Piloted Shredder was a good card design? It's really interesting because you can make the case that it's not. It was in every deck. It was such a good card, and that random 2-drop could decide the game. Like that's why it's interesting. They saw what they must have saw what Naxxramas was, and they're like, we're gonna spike the RNG up to infinity. Because I'm trying to think if there was any random card in Naxxramas. I don't think there was. It was more that every other 4-drop was so bad. I mean, Yeti was goated. What do you mean? GVG is way better than Nax, so you can't put it below. All right, we're putting it in C just from that comment. I actually believe it is C though. I think GVG in hindsight is one of the worst design sets of all time. I'm going to be honest. There's so much stupid shit in this set. It's crazy. Like, go look at the cards. Like, it is not it's not a well-designed set in my opinion. I think it worked because there was a lot of wacky interactions and it made the game feel more fun. And like, depending on how you feel about randomness, but a lot of the cards were not fun to play with. And again, so I fucking hated Implosion. I think that is maybe the worst design card of all time. On God, let me see what I said.
Gnomes, and this set was really interesting because it had a really powerful neutral set. Dr. Boom, Piloted Shredder, Mech Warper. It basically
I forgot about Mech Warper.
A lot of tempo decks, and some of the tempo decks were absolutely insane. There was a lot of poorly designed cards in that set. Implosion, Crackle, the Boom bots of Dr. Boom. I do remember.
I don't know if the Boom bots are necessarily bad design, but
and I think that's what made the game a little bit more fun. It was because it was just such a wacky experience at the time compared to what classic Hearthstone was. But I don't think the enjoyment was as good as classic Hearthstone. Probably about the same as Curse as Naxxramas. Just a really
this is a horrible take.
Ridiculous metagame. Next we have
no, that's a horrible take. It's not on the same level as Nax. There's no way. No way. No. Horrible. Who made this video? Fucking horrible take. That's crazy. Toshley. Yeah, dude. Holy fuck, Toshley. I remember GVG being fun. See, you gotta remember though, like I'm doing this years later when we have so much other Hearthstone under our belt at this point, and I'm trying to think about how I felt about it going into the set. But in my opinion, now that we've seen so much Hearthstone over the years, GVG is not a well-designed set. It's not. It is. I can't fucking stand it. And like, you gotta also remember, during the time of GVG, a lot of us were probably like 16, 17 years old, somewhere around there. And during that era, life was good, right? What did you got? Maybe some homework. You got like no responsibilities. You got no taxes to worry about. You're just living your best fucking life at that point, dude. Now it's like I gotta tax it. I don't worry about how my knees are doing, you know, like. So, and also, you know, I think the other part of
Kronos thinks Rarran can win versus a coyote.
Kronos, thank you. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you for the sub. I also feel like the other thing about Hearthstone, especially in the early days, is that the community around the game made the game more fun than it was. Like, I feel like watching Reynad or watching Forsen or watching Wreckful or all these people like made the game more fun because you were a part of like a community together. If I separate that from what the expansion actually was, I feel like GVG was not a good expansion. And I don't think it was the worst design expansion in the world, so it's not going to go to D. But I think I truly believe if you go through the cards of what's in Goblins versus Gnomes, you're not going to be that excited. You wouldn't want it to play. You wouldn't want to play it again. You wouldn't want to play it. I think Curse of Naxxramas, like I said, gets a little bit of a bump because of how fun the adventure is. But yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I think this is fine. Okay, Blackrock Mountain. I fucking love Blackrock Mountain, man. What a now we're going from one of the worst to one of the best. Blackrock had so many. Well, I don't know about the one of the best. Let's just get this first thing out of the way. The adventure for Blackrock Mountain is probably the best one. That shit's fire. That shit is so good. What are the cards that I really liked? Grim Patron was fun. I really liked Grim Patron at the time. Flamewaker, as much as I hated playing against the card, I don't think it was necessarily bad, like a horrible art to design for the game. I think Sorcerer's Apprentice might have been the bigger issue. Thorson was fun. Dragon decks had a lot of things added to the pool. Is there anything else I'm missing? I'm trying to think of like what was big. Major Domu, I mean, I'm not really calling. I do think Blackrock Mountain was like a really good power level. I think that's exactly where they wanted it to be. I feel like Grim Patron Warrior kind of slipped under the radar because obviously they didn't expect it to be that good. I think if you, man, and the adventure is so, I think the adventure is so good, bro. And the adventure is so good. Let me look at the cards. I actually don't remember what cards are in here. I'm trying to fully remember here. Blindy, go watch the video, bro. I'm not gonna go back and repeat everything I just said. Quick Shot was fine. Breaking Breath was fine. Solemn Vigil was great. Follow Up was fine. Gang Up was, I mean, people loved Gang Up for a little bit there. Imp Gang Boss, the Goat, Axe Flinger was fine. I think it was at 5. Red and Black Hand. Red Black Hand. I guess this expansion really comes down to how you felt about Grim Patron Warrior. I liked Blackwing Technician a lot. Blackwing Corruptor was good. Chromagus was fine. Volcanic Drake was fine. Crusher was played. I think this is a pretty good set. Not a lot of randomness. Again, this shit's really stupid. Shit's really stupid. I really don't like that design. I'm glad they don't do that anymore. But I think if we look at the majority of it, I think this is a pretty good set. Okay, I don't think it's S tier, but I think it's a good set. For what it was, did a good job.
Blackrock Mountain. And I'm going to take a really big leap here and say this is one of the best times in Hearthstone.
Hey, I just said the same thing.
Even though most people will remember this as the Patron Warrior Day.
Type 1 in chat if you like Grim Patron. What's your overall thoughts about Grim Patron? I think the deck is awesome. I think it's one of the most skill testing decks of all time. We've never really seen, I mean, the Rage Warrior was goated, I'm going to be honest, but a lot more 1s than 2s, so I think the average person really liked it. I really liked it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was really cool.
And even though that deck was extremely good,
can I say this? I know I'm not going to include this into the rating of the expansion. I already put it down, but I feel like for me, this might have been peak Hearthstone competitive. Peak competitive Hearthstone is the way I should say it. I think watching this expansion before we got to Discover was awesome. Like, I thought this expansion was so good. There were so many cool things to see. It was great.
There was still a lot of variety and a lot of really cool things to try.
It was variety.
Emperor Thorson, Dragon Priest, the whole idea of going through the Molten Core was just so fun, and it made you just really appreciate the flavor that they put into this.
They did. The flavor was good.
Easy 8 here for me.
What? I sounded like I was gonna put it in S. Fuck me, man. All right, what is it? TGT? Man. TGT. TGT is a really low power expansion. A lot of interesting designs in the set, though. I will say that. But I mean, it's so hard to get past that this again, this is also coming from a content perspective, and I wasn't even making content at the time. This is the most popular Hearthstone set of all time, Chad. This is it. And I feel like this is a culmination of the flavor of the set was really cool. And this is where, like I just said, like competitive Hearthstone was at its peak. I really think competitive Hearthstone was really hitting its stride here. So when you think about the fact that the grand tournament was such a letdown, it was such a letdown. I guess the way they designed the set was they really felt like hero powers were gonna be the way to play the game, and that just turned out not to be the case whatsoever. And that was unfortunate. Because basically the entire set was about that. The joust mechanic is also just really bad. For the most part, at least. It doesn't, maybe in design it was like cool, but like in actual practice, it's just not, it's not a really good design. For the most part. It doesn't play very nicely is basically what I'm gonna do. Now, what are the highlights for TGT? Justicar? I like Justicar a lot. There's I think Nexus champion Sirad's from that set. I mean, I wonder how different this set would have been if Patron Warrior was still in the game. See, this is why it's interesting that they nerfed Patron Warrior, because without Patron Warrior keeping other decks in check, it's like this set was just kind of play on tempo and hope for the best. Back it up, it's a D. It's a D. I mean, Secret Paladin was just kind of asked to play. Like, the problem with Secret Paladin, I don't think was necessarily the deck itself. I think it's the fact that you played against it so much. And I don't know if I really think that's. No, I'm trying to take. Maybe I'm trying to give it the benefit of the doubt, because, you know, I was such a happy kid during this year. I like TGT, but I wasn't like a competitive person when it came to this set. So I think, like, from a high legend standpoint, this is probably one of the worst set a lot. Like, I did play this set a lot. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this set's almost like peak Disneyland. You know, like, I'm in line for Space Mountain trying to make my fucking Inspire deck work, and God knows the Inspire decks did not work. It was so bad. Let me go through the cards. Hold on. I'm leaning towards D here. It's really hard to push this thing above D. Some of these cards were. Dude, I fucking love. Okay, can I just say this though? I love the design on this card. This is one of my favorite cards of all time. I loved it. What a smart design card. Such a beautiful card. Hunter was doing face stuff for the most part. Mage got a really bad set here. These are all like a lot of buffs, by the way. So if you're looking at, like, that's not what it is. Whatever. Priest. I mean, people love this card though. Confessor, she was fun. Dragon Priest got a little bit more support too with Worm Rest Agent. Oh yeah, Dragon Priest was low-key a deck though. Dragon Priest, Shaman, this card was fucking miserable, by the way. Fuck this card. Haldonger, thank you for the sub, bro. I love you. Thanks for coming back. Think about me tonight, okay? Warlock got one of the worst sets of all time. And for standard at least. Warrior got Bash. Oh, Dragon Warrior, bro. See, like, that's why Blackrock Mountain, maybe I hold to such a high regard, because it enabled all these really cool decks. Is this really a D tier set? It's like, it's tough because you just think about what the set was trying to do and it just did not. I can't do this. No, I can't. It's got to be a D, right? It's got to be a D. Like, I'm gonna give it like a little bit of a cope that it's a high D. Like, it's a D plus in my mind. But let's see what I said.
Next, we have the Grand Tournament, and I think overall the Grand Tournament was okay. Wasn't super great. Wasn't super bad. But I think the keywords,
brother, not super bad is crazy,
was a huge aspect of it. But there was a lot of Secret Paladin due to Mysterious Challenger. It also really brought Dragon Priest.
Oh, I love Chillmaw. I love that card. Okay, hold on.
Really cool. Did have Justicar.
The video's quiet. Chat, is the video quiet for you guys? It's like filling up my entire meter. Well, you guys could have said something.
Which I was an
Is louder?
huge fan of. So because of Justicar True Art alone, I'm gonna put this at a high C.
I said.
It also really brought
Wait, what do you guys mean? This is like literally as loud as I can make it. What the fuck?
Dragon Priest.
This is literally as loud as I can make it, chat. This is it.
Lot of Secret Paladin due to Mysterious Challenger. It also really brought Dragon Priest into fruition, which was really cool. Did have Justicar True Heart, which
I think when I was rendering the videos for this set, by the way, I was rendering them at a lower volume. This is my problem.
There was a lot of Secret Paladin due to Mysterious Challenger. It also really brought Dragon Priest into fruition, which was really cool. Did have Justicar True Heart, which I was an absolute huge fan of. So because of Justicar True Heart alone, I'm gonna put this at a high C.
Because of Justicar True Heart alone, I'm gonna put it at a high C. What did I put it at, a D? I mean, the cynic in me nowadays is like they fully failed on what they wanted to do. Like they wanted this set to be the hero power set, and it just did not happen. There wasn't a single class that wanted to use Inspire. So I mean, it's I guess if you really like Justicar True Heart, then yeah, we could put it to C. But I'm gonna go with D. Okay. League of Explorers is a set where I think it depends on how you feel about Discover. I think Discover at this point in time was one of the best additions to the game. And I think that's what League of Explorers comes down to. I think Reno Jackson is also one of the greatest cards to ever enter the game. I love a card that makes you think about your deck building decisions. And this is before we got a lot of the aggregate deck sites, and I just feel like, you know, so fun. Elise was fun. Brand did not work out that early on, but obviously we knew how good he was later on. Sir Finley was also really fun. There's just a lot of really good positives in this set. Like I mean, it's hard. The trailer was good, even though I'm not really rating it on the trailer necessarily. Let me see what else we got here. I just want to make sure there's no nonsense in this. Because I think about, okay, the way I like about Discover in this set in particular is Discover was a trade-off of tempo. It was hard to have a card that was so efficient at Discover. Like this was maybe the best example. I think a lot of these cards have been changed. Oh man. This card was cinema. This card was, what a good card. What a fun card to play with. This is where Priest actually started to become a real deck too. Because they got a lot of really good control tools here. Now it's fun. Unearthed Raptor. Okay, but this is the problem. This stupid bitch ruined the game. But I don't think during this set. I think it was after rotation. But he was a motherfucker, bro. This guy, I hate his guts. Actually, was it during League of Explorers? I think it was Karazhan, right? But I think he was tried out. I can't remember. Dark Peddler was a really good card. That was fun. Sir Finley, Elise. I mean, all the cards in this set, for the most part, I think were like pretty well designed. It was fun to play with. It was a really good set for the game. It was like, it has a little bit more, what do I put this? I think the set was perceived better because TGT was so bad. But I think this is like an A tier. Like I might put this in S. I think this was a really good set for the game. This is a really good bounce back from TGT. Is S2 much for some people? I'm gonna leave it here. I think it was good. I think it was a really good set. Really fun.
One of the more weaker expansions we've seen in Hearthstone. Next, we have the League of Explorers. And I think overall, the League of Explorers was actually a really well done expansion.
True.
It wasn't super broken and it kind of came out of nowhere, which was really nice. And I really hope that Blizzard does that more often, where they just kind of drop random expansions.
They have not done that.
because it made the metagame a lot more interesting.
We can predict.
Now, this is also the first time we saw Reno Jackson. Really fun idea for Highlander. At least Starseeker was cool. We got Sir Finley, which helped a lot of decks try different stuff. This was a really cool expansion. I think this is actually one of the more A-tier adventures for sure.
I put it in A. I don't, in my opinion, when I think back on this set and how much I liked it, I don't think there's anything I would really dog. This was just a good set. The adventure was really good. All the cards added to the game were fun to play with for the most part. I think this is like, if I had to cherry pick an injection of cards into the game, I think this is like maybe the best one to pick. Maybe. There's other cards I think were really good. I'm fine with this. I think the set was good. What's the next one? Oh, Old Gods. Okay, Old Gods had the benefit of having rotation. So at this point in time, GVG was rotated and so was Naxxramas. And that meant when Old Gods was added to the game, a lot of the stupid nonsense was rotated out. So I think Old Gods had a huge leeway when it came to that. Old Gods was a really good set though, regardless. Really fun mechanics. I think all the Old Gods were fun to play with. Like, I think if you look, like, I just talked about how good the design of League of Explorer was. I think also Old Gods fits that as well. Just see what we're getting here. Just to get a quick reminder. I think some of these cards were changed, of course, but Firekeeper was fun. Fandral was an interesting card. It wasn't great, but it was fun. I got a lot of poo this set, but we got Fiery Bad, which is cool. Infested Wolf, actually. On the Hunt was fine too. Mage. Okay, Mage was alright. Paladin. Okay. Reese got a couple cool cards in the set. Rogue got... Okay, Rogue got some cards. Shaman got the 4-mana 7/7. Oh, this is the first time we saw Evolve. Oh man. Pre-evolve Shaman, what the hell? Warlock, I think, had a decent set. This card was nuts. Warrior had a great set. Except for this card. ignore Tentacle Verbs. Cthulhu was so fun. I loved Cthulhu, man. Cthulhu was good. N'Zoth was fun. Yes, Yasharaj was great. And I mean, I guess it comes down to like how much did you like Yasharaj? I think this set was probably one of the best ones. I think this is also just, this was a good set. I can't even think of what I don't even like about this set. Am I getting old? Am I too old that I only have rose colored glasses now? What was the problem with this set? Was there any problems? I feel like every class had something to do. I don't even know. Post Yogner. I mean, I guess it's like, if you think about competitive as its own thing, it was kind of ass. There's that one tournament where it's like every game felt like it came down to Yogg-Saron doing its thing. That's just funny. Hello, King. Just want to let you know I have an absolute blast when watching your achievement videos. For most of my life, I couldn't stand you feeling like you were the most person alive. For most of my life, I couldn't stand you feeling like you were the most person alive. What does that mean? What is that? What? The most cringe person alive? He's right. I still am. Don't get it twisted, buddy. All right, that's us, dear. When did I put it up?
Whispers of the Old Gods was arguably one of the best time in Hearthstone. Now, the reason why Whispers was so good is because this is the rotation of Standard and Wild, where they rotated Nax and GVG out of Standard, which opened the metagame so much more. Whispers of the Old Gods was a really well done expansion too. The Old Gods themselves were really powerful and really unique. It really brought the game into a complete different direction. There was something for everyone. The meta was so varied in what it could do. Control decks were there, aggro decks were there.
true.
Not a lot of combo, really well done expansion. And I honestly wish we can go back
Not a lot
and
of
try that
combo.
expansion again for the first time because it was that good. S tier. Next we have
S
One Night
tier,
in Karazhan.
bitch. Okay, I'm not even gonna talk about this one. If you know, you know. This is the worst set of all time. This set's fucking ass. The only positive of this set was the adventure. I don't want to hear a single thing about this set. It was fucking miserable. It was awful. It was so bad. If you don't remember what Aggro Shaman was, it was the worst fucking experience of my life. It was awful. It was awful. If you don't remember how bad Aggro Shaman was, you don't remember. You're not allowed. You're not allowed to have any opinion of this set. Also Barnes. Also Barnes. Fuck Barnes. How did we go from Whispers of the Old Gods to this? Fuck this set, bro. This set was so miserable. There's like Bookworm was fine. Arcane Giant ended up being pretty fun. Dude, this class like became just so obnoxious. It was so miserable to play this game. It was so miserable. I hated this set. I hated it. Watched you for years. First time catching you live, you got me back in a Hearthstone a month ago because a video of yours randomly popped in my recommended. What's up, bro? Curator was 7 mana at the time. Yeah, Curator was bad. Curator was bad. I mean, Malchezaar was fun. No, this set's fucking atrocious, bro. This is so bad. Like this was like, I'm telling you, like Hunter got some cards. I thought the set was fun. I mean, this isn't Highland Arena though. We passed that point. No, it set's ass. No, it set's ass. I'm 100%. I'm gonna agree with myself here. I think the only redeeming quality of this set was the adventure was good and the theme was great. Trailer was fine, but unlike Curse of Naxxramas, I'm not giving them a pass on this one because it was so miserable to go against Shaman.
And honestly, when it comes to adventures, the flavor here was really well done, but the expansion itself was, it was definitely a really scary expansion. The problem with this is that there was a lot of really good cards that were super polarizing and a lot of cards that didn't do anything. Spirit Claws was was a really good card. Barrens was an extremely frustrating card.
You.
We saw the rise of Discard Lock, Secret Mage, Secret Hunter, Unicorn Priest, am I right? I think generally speaking, like a lot of the cards were cool. This expansion was really, really powerful in the wrong ways, and I don't really remember being it super
What am I yapping
good.
about?
So I'm gonna give it like a
what? See? Nah, shot, bro. It was no. I'm picking. I would rather have the Grand Tournament than Karazhan. Holy, bro. There's no. I'm trolling.
Mean Streets of
What? What the fuck? I must have been high that day. There's no way, man. No, like, I mean, dude, I'm telling you guys, go watch Karazhan meta. It was fucking miserable, bro. It was so bad. Barnes was such a stupid card, and so was Aggro Shaman, and that was like the majority of that expansion. I was trolling. Report this video, please. Take it off the YouTubers. Okay, Mean Streets of Gadgetzan. Mean Streets of Gadgetzan. Oh my god, this is a set that I think is also kind of controversial in its own way. What do we have? We have Jade, Cabal, and the Grimy Goons. I mean, we could look at Grimy Goons and just say they don't count because what the fuck were they doing? They were so bad. That whole thing was so bad for those classes. So the majority of the set was Aggro Shaman. This is Patches, right? This is when Patches came out. It's like I'm having a fucking refresher, bro. It's been so long since I've gone through all these cards. So when Patches was added to the game, correct? Yeah. So Patches was there. Every single deck during Mean Streets of Gadgetzan, for the most part, wanted to play Pirates because of how good Patches the Pirate was. And this card was also really good. Other than that, what were we looking for? We had Evolved Doppelgangster, which was this card, was there's a playable card. Mare Noggenfogger was fine. I like the concept of Mean Streets of Gadgetzan. I like the idea of like the 3 tribe classes. I think that was really interesting. Unfortunately for me, or for a lot of people, like 1/3 of the cards were just unplayable garbage. And then Jades were really good, and then Cabal ended up being really great for... Was Reno still in the game? Yeah, Reno was still in the game at this point. So that was fun. Priest got Raza. Raza wasn't goated yet until we got Anduin, but Priest had a couple really good cards in this set. How bad was this? I'm really trying to think to myself, like, did I hate this set? I didn't mind Pirate Warrior as much as I hated Aggro Shaman. I felt like it was a nice cleanse. I feel like Aggro Shaman. I was smoking in the last video, bro. There's no way that this set's worse. Thoughts on Jades? Are you rating this on balancing? I'm rating this on how I feel about it. That's the limit, because I'm gonna go all over the place here. I'm not setting a bar. I hated it, dude. The Jade Idol. Jade Idol in this current time, though, I don't feel like was that devastating. This card, I feel like, okay, this is gonna sound really stupid for a lot of you, but I feel like this card gets a bad rap. I've talked about it before, but I feel like for a lot of people just don't know when to concede. Like, so, you can't win every game, and I feel like the concept of your opponent constantly shuffling this into the deck and making larger and larger Jades is like really frustrating to watch. But the game's probably already over if you couldn't handle like the 6/6 or the 7/7. You know what I mean? When was Skulking Geist added to the game? Was it in Frozen Throne? I think what made Jades really good was the next set, no? I think it was in the next set where this was really good. Adrian wasn't a problem until Frozen Throne came out. Hold on. What did Druid get in here? No, there would have been nothing in here that would have really mattered. So was it? Hey, I could be wrong. Like, I really could be wrong. You know, I'm getting old in my age, but I really feel like Jade Druid wasn't actually a problem during the set. I feel like it was, maybe it was Frozen Throne that really made it really good. Also, you gotta remember, a lot of these cards were like buff because of Twist XTD. For some reason, I feel like you are really sad. I play Hearthstone for a living. What do you mean? I feel like majority of this set was like pirate decks, and I feel like that's all people were playing. Am I like lying? Like, there was a couple people playing Reno Warlock because Reno Warlock was one of the few answers against pirates. But you had to hit Reno on the 6. Like, if you didn't hit Reno on the 6, it was over. Like, it was GG. Just go to the next game. Like, I feel like Reno is better than Jades. Like, I don't remember Jades being that good here. When was OTK Murloc Paladin? That might have been here. The card was released during League of Explorers. So I don't know when it was, but it had to be around here. Go see tournament decks. All right, let's explain the grimy goons. Oh, Dirty Rat was in this. I love Dirty Rat. Oh yeah, they did the thing. I mean, this isn't tournaments though. Okay, here we go. The fuck is this? Where do I see tournaments? There was no tournaments. What do these people say? Let me get a refresher from 2017. Well, the problem was likely exacerbated by the set rotation. It was not particularly well received when it first came out, and it's tainted the meta with negative effects. Jade Shenanigans and now the Raza machine guns are both the result of mean streets. Seen bad expansions before. Looking at you, Grand Tournament, most of the time that they are mitigated or fixed with later expansion. Who knows what weird monster combos are coming from next from mean streets. Hey, Merkley, what's up, man? Vanilla was the worst. It created this entire mess. Oh, many people, okay, many don't or can't remember GVG release. There we go. Based 100%. Yes, I agree with this take. No, you guys are wrong. I'm putting this in like C, maybe B. I think mean streets, like I legitimately only remember Patches the Pirate being like the true menace of this entire era. Now, does that mean the rest of the cards are not impactful after more expansions came out? I think that was the case, but I think on this expansion, I think mean streets was fine. I think it was fine. I think it was fine. Will you do a Cataclysm review on your main channel? No, it's we're just doing it on the second one. You know what? I'm putting in C. I think C's fine. I have to dock it a little bit because one third of the cards were unplayable. 1/3 of the cards were ass. Like we got grimy goons were just, they were jorking in the corner, bro. They weren't doing shit. But I think also Patches the Pirate being left for that long was also really bad for the game. So I'm going to C. I think C's fine. It's not D. I think these two, this set is so much worse than Mean Streets. It's crazy.
Gadgetzan is the next expansion, and this expansion was extremely powerful. The Cabal with all the Highlander stuff. We saw the rise of pirates with Patches the Pirates. We saw a really interesting archetype of Jade Golems, which, you know, probably wasn't for the best. And we saw Grimy Goons, which didn't really do anything because it was just ridiculously slow. This was a really ridiculous expansion, and Druid and Warrior really took charge of the whole metagame. You see what I did there? Oh. My God, this expansion was not super fun, and it was super ridiculous. This is a C. Next, we have Journey to...
What was I yapping about right there? Hold on, whoa, that was so fucking funny.
Expansion, and Druid and Warrior really took charge of the whole metagame.
Druid and what the fuck was Druid doing? I don't even remember Druid. What was Druid doing? Are you gonna tell me Jade was really that good during Mean Streets? Did I just not remember this? I'll get hate comments in the video. It's fine.
Oh my God, this expansion was not super fun, and it was super ridiculous. This is a C. Next, we have...
Okay, I mean, C's fine. I think that's fair. I think again, I'm basing that right off of like the card design of Grimy Goons being absolutely fucking atrocious. I really don't remember Jade. I just remember Patches. Okay, Ungoro. I loved Ungoro, man. Now okay, guys, let's just have a conversation here. When I'm talking about Ungoro, I'm gonna talk about the time where Quest Rogue was nerfed. Okay, everyone agree? We're gonna take the Quest Rogue and just put it over there for 1 second. Okay, we're gonna put it over there. Okay, great. Okay, awesome. Thank you for listening. Okay, Ungoro was fucking awesome. I loved this expansion. The quests were fun. Adapt was fun. Thematically, the set was good. I feel like with the help of rotation, the game flourished. There was so much to do, so much to explore. You see what I did there? I loved it. Now, if you bring in Quest here, if you bring in Quest Rogue, now all of a sudden, bring in Quest Rogue, all of a sudden we have a huge problem. And this is the first time we truly saw how good for the rest of the game was going to be. Because this is, I believe, like the first time they've ever really done it, where a quest fundamentally changed the game rather than you just getting like a really good minion or whatever. Quest Rogue was definitely an oversight from them, and it did make the set really unfun for a time being. But man, if you just take that one little thing out of here, of this set, and maybe the fletching, Vicious Fledgling, and just cherry pick them off, this set's phenomenal. What a good set. Let's go through the highlights. Let's go through the highlights, shall we? I'm gonna really hype this one up. Oh my god, let's walk through this. Oh my god, Druid with Jungle Giants. I don't think it was very playable, but it was fun. Hunter with the Marsh Queen, 07 to Life Coach. Thought it was going to be the best card of all time. Ended up being not that great. Hunter was still playable regardless. Oh my God, who could forget? Open the Waygate Mage with Primordial Glyph. I mean, take me back, bro. Paladin with... Okay, I mean, like, that card's fine, but like, I mean, wow. Sunkeeper Tarum, Spike Ridge Steed. Holy moly. Priest had one of the best sets of all time during this era. Oh my God, it was cinema. We don't have to talk about Rogue. Shaman doing shaman things. I mean, the Murlocs weren't great, but they did get a lot of good cards here. We could skip Warlock as well, I'm gonna be honest. Warrior, oh, Taunt Warrior. Man, take me back to Taunt Warrior. Wow. Oh my God, one of the best design cards of all time. Wow, look how many cool things there are in this set. Oh my God, the GOAT. Tar Creeper himself. Hey, don't look at this card. This card doesn't exist. Oh my God. At least the Trailblazer in control decks. Who remembers opening the frickin' Ungoro pack? Oh my God. Hemet. Crazy card. What a cool design that was for Bird Mage. And of course, the greatest of all time. I mean, it was crazy. You know what? Looking back on this set, it might be an A tier. There's a lot of, I remember this being I think I just really liked the quest mechanic. I think that's what it was. I really liked it. I thought it was such a fun thing to play with. But looking back on it, there's a lot of unplayable nonsense in here. Quest Rogue was miserable. Quest Rogue was really bad. It was so unfun to play against that shit. And I didn't, like, a younger Rarran didn't know. Like, I didn't know how bad this was going to be. I had no idea how horrible this was going to be. Like, this was like a warning sign. Like, hey, like, don't do this. And they did it again. Quest Rogue was nerfed during the expansion cycle. Okay. I'm going to put it in A because I'm going to talk about this as a whole. I'm going to call this right now. I believe in this video, I'm going to call it S because I think for a lot of people, and me included, this was maybe the most fun I had in Hearthstone. Maybe the most fun until other expansions have come out. We'll talk about the GOAT later on. But there's a lot of positives when it comes to this set. But I mean, looking back on it, I think Whispers of the Old God was just a better set. And I don't know if maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm a little off my rocker today. Like I left the retirement home and didn't take my meds. But there's a lot of stupid shit in this set that was just, it wasn't very fun. I think these two are better. I'm guessing I'm going to ask though.
Journey to Ungoro. And just like Whispers of the Old Gods, the flavor in this expansion was legitimately one of the best ones. I thought the quest mechanic was really fun, even though a lot of them were extremely powerful. It didn't feel like it was unfun to play against unless it was Quest Rogue, which I know Quest Rogue was ridiculous. Even the Quest Mage one was, but again, it just felt like a brand new game and the meta was just...
I will agree with that. Obviously, this is myself, so I'm going to back myself up. I do feel like Ungoro, as much as there was a lot of nonsense in the set, it did feel like a brand new game. Like it felt different. And like it was different in a good way. It wasn't different in a bad way. Other than Quest Rogue. Like if you cherry pick that out of the set, Ungoro was really fun. You know what? I'm putting it up there.
Wide open. There was
too
so
fun.
much
It was a good set. It was fun.
Silence Priest was a deck, so that was kind of cool.
Silence
I just remember
Priest.
this expansion being really fun. It's an S tier for me. Next.
Yeah, I figured I was gonna give it S tier. I think like it's probably an A+ to the lowest S for me. Good set. A lot of some stupid shit in here for sure, but it's somewhere there. Maybe it deserves its own tier. All right, I'll do this. Let me add a row above. Ungoro without Quest Rogue. Flash Flappy. Okay. How do I save this? Fuck. Wait, I goofed. Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. Beautiful. That's the way we're gonna do it here, because this shit was fire. It was fire in its own way.
Next, we have Knights of the Frozen Throne, and
okay, Frozen Throne. I gotta go back to the cards here. Okay, so Death Knights were obviously a huge thing for this game. They were massive. Now, let me just take a peek here. There's some stupid ass cards in this set that made this. Okay, this card, I fucking hated this card, bro. This card was released at 5 mana. And I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Like 5 mana for this card was outrageous. Outrageous. Ultimate Infestation was very good during its time. Hadronox was good. Malfurion was good. The rest of these cards, I mean, Cryptolord was kind of played. It was okay. Hunter God. This card, people love this card. It was fun. It was a good card. It was fun. It was very fun to play with. This card was also played. This card was kind of played, and that was about it. Okay. Me just said, what the fuck? I mean, this card slapped ass. Let's be honest. That card was awesome. This card enabled quest, different form of quest rug from Angora. That was funny. Paladin God. Cards. This card was fun. This card was fun. So, and that was basically about it. I don't think we played. I mean, maybe, did we play Dark Conviction? We might have. Priest got a really good set. Obsidian Statue, Anduin, Spirit Lash. All of those cards were really good. Eternal Servitude was going to Sad Essence was good as well. Good set. For Priest, Rogue. Rogue got poo. What did Rogue get? I guess maybe Valero, but Valero is not. This used to say give your weapon lifesteal, right? Because Kingsbane is next set, so they kind of got a lot of cards that didn't do a whole lot here, right? Oh, Rogue was Prince Kaliseth during this. That's what Rogue was. I remember that. Yeah, now it comes. We can skip Shaman. Man, I love the Warlock set. This card's amazing. That card's cool. This card was good. This card was good. This card was good. This card was good. Well played. I don't know if I would call it good. It was played. Treachery is a fun card. Warrior got some of the coolest cards ever in this set. I'm a Dead Man's Hand enjoyer. I think the card was fun. Prince Kaliseth was definitely a concern. Happy Ghoul was crazy. That was a really good card. Lost. Scalebane was really, really good. Bone Mare. Oh, Bone Mare was fucking slapping ass. And then they print Skulking Geist because they thought that was going to be a thing. I mean, thematically, this set was good. There's a lot of like stinkers in here, though. A lot of stinkers in this set. I think that's the biggest problem with it. Was it fun? And I see, like, you guys are talking about Druid during Mean Streets. I'm thinking about Druid during Frozen Throne. I fucking hated Druid during Frozen Throne. It was miserable to play against that shit. They hit you with the Wild Growth into Nourish into Ultimate Infestation. Like, you're dead. Like, you lost. Game was over. The game was just cooked. And even if you weren't like a slow deck, they hit you with the spreading plague, and you're just like, okay, I guess I lose. That shit was so nuts. I did like Anduin Priest. Anduin was really fun. That was a good deck. There's a lot of pros in this set too. I feel like people really like the I feel like people really, really like the Death Knights though. That's tough. It's just wouldn't be sustainable in old Hearthstone. You would be stuck below legend perma if you played like that. Then wait, what are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about some guy in YouTube chat. Okay, no, I'm not gonna read that conversation. That sounds miserable. Rexar made me so happy during these days. You know what's funny though is Rexar wasn't like a really, really good card. Yo, Unray, what's up, man? Welcome. Easy ask for me. Okay, so here's my thing. I think I liked Ungoro more than Frozen Throne. From what I can remember. Frozen Throne was fun, but there was a lot of shit from it that was not fun. And that it made Druid like a superpower. It was not great. Do I really think it's better than Blackrock Mountain? See, I don't know if I feel that way. I'm gonna be honest here. I feel like A tier is like is fine. I think it's above Naxxramas. Like, I think it was fine. I think that's where I'm putting it. I think there's a lot of really good things about the set, but I mean, there's a lot of moments where it's like I don't like, it's the same thing with Karazhan where it's like, Druid was so good. Druid was so good. They had to nerf that shit and it was still good. I'm about a guy. Let's go ahead.
And honestly, people really like this expansion, but I don't remember it being super fun because
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. 4 years later, I'm saying the exact same thing.
a lot of it felt like it was just covered by Shadow Reaper Anduin, and we also got Prince Keleseth.
Keleseth is also miserable.
So it wasn't a super great time to be playing the game. Spreading Plague was also introduced, but I will give credit where credit is due. Adding the Lich King was really fun. Adding the new Death Knights was a really interesting mechanic because that was the first time we got hero cards. So there's definitely a lot of really cool stuff in this expansion, and I do think it was more fun than Main Streets of Gadgetzan, so I will put it at B.
Damn, I gave it a B. See, this is what I mean. See, this is why it's interesting because there's no way I was sober during making this video. How the fuck did I put Knights of the Frozen Throne worse than Goblins versus Gnomes? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I was in a different realm when I made this video. There's no way. Like, there's no way. Now, that being said, I did bring up some good points here. I don't think this expansion was as fun as people remember it being. Like, Keleseth was not a super enjoyable experience. That shit was kind of miserable if they played against too. Druid was so ass to play against, it was crazy. I'm gonna leave it here for now. It might be a B for me. I'm gonna be honest. It might be a B. Fuck Druid. Adventure still gives you a free legendary. Oh, I forgot about the adventure. All right, we'll keep it at. The adventure was fun. You're right. I did forget about the adventure. What's next? Kobolds and Catacombs. Okay, so Kobolds and Catacombs was the strongest Hearthstone expansion we have ever seen thus far. This was the expansion. And depending on how you feel about that is where we're going to go with this. Now, the thing about Kobolds and Catacombs was it was really fun. Because of Dungeon Run. Easy S tier move. No, I'm kidding. Dungeon Run was great. I got to get like a big reminder of what was in this set. I do remember there's some really nonsense stuff in here, like Quarter Creeper comes to mind. Druid had a good set. Druid had a really good set. I like Druid set. Okay. Hunter had a really good set as well. Okay. Oh, I love the Spellstone mechanic. I loved it. Mage had a great set. I loved Mage set in this one. Not all playable cards. I think this card's really interesting. I think this card's so well designed. I fucking love it. Paladin. Oh, that card is, we need to talk about that card. Psychic Scream was good. Dustbreaker was really good. Twilight's Call was good. Twilight Acolyte was good. He's got a good set. Rogue got a couple of really spicy cards here. Kingsbane was maybe a problem for a lot of people. But Kingsbane has the same thing as like, no, Kingsbane was actually really good. It was really good. You had the thing. I don't really like Kingsbane as a deck. Rogue had really good cards here. Like all the cards are like almost all playable here. Shaman got Grumble and Healing Rain. So I mean, they got at least 2 cards, and Unstable Evolution is definitely not a bad card whatsoever. So that's fine. Warlock set was Chef's Kiss, baby. Warlock got, oh god damn, I think about it when great set. Loved Warlock set. Holy man, Warlock was so fun during this era. Warrior got some cards. Wool Cleaver was okay. Dry Whisker Armor was good, and Reckless Flurry was played for sure. Fire Mole was pretty goated. Zola was good. Cube, love the cube, love the darkness. Oh, this fucking card though. There's a lot of cheese in this set. That's the problem. There's a lot of cheddar in this set. Fungalmancer was really good too. Yeah, King Toggy was fun to play. Man, that Druid, King Togwaggle Druid was so fun. That was fun. That was a good set. Oh, this is a tough one, man. I see, like, I feel like you either really like this set or you don't like this set. I don't feel like there's no middle ground. I mean, I think my overall enjoyment of Kobolds and Catacombs was very high though, because here's the thing about Kobolds, and maybe this is like a symptom of some of the problems we had during the future of Hearthstone, but because the set was so powerful, it felt like there was so much to do. Like it felt so interesting. And like one of the benefits of Corridor Creeper being so strong is that it was nerfed pretty soon after everyone realized how good it was. And same with Spiteful Summoner. And the game felt so different afterwards as well. Like it kind of felt, there's so much to do in here. And then the Avenger was goated. Like the Avenger was so good. Like maybe I have a new respect for this set because we've seen, because last year for Hearthstone, when I'm recording this, was so miserable because nothing was happening. It felt like we were doing the same thing every single expansion. So maybe I lean towards having a set that like actually feels like the game is being changed up. And this is why it's maybe different from 4 years later. I'll put it in there. I think it was a good set. I really think Dungeon Runs was one of the most fun things I've ever done this game, and I wish they would bring it back. I really wish they would just add Demon Hunter and Death Knight to it, but we'll see what I give it.
Even though there was some really powerful stuff. So next we have Kobolds and Catacombs. And I think Kobolds and Catacombs was just a really powerful expansion.
It was.
That was, I guess, testing the limits of what power creeping can do, because this expansion was just bonkers, right? Recruit was really good. They introduced the weapons with Kingsbane and Skull Minari. The cube was really cool. I like that thing. Spiteful Summoner sucked. There was just a lot of really powerful stuff that made the game feel just absolutely ridiculous for no reason whatsoever. And I don't remember this expansion being super great because of how ridiculous it was. And I think recruiting is a little bit questionable, especially if you don't do it in the right way. I do think that this was worse than using the Gadgetzan though out of sea. Next we have...
See, it's funny how much my opinion has changed based on what we've seen in Hearthstone for the past couple of years. That's really funny. I think this set was definitely better than Mean Streets and Goblins versus Gnomes. So, I mean, that alone does not make it C tier. I think it is a better set than Curse of Naxxramas. That's pretty funny. I think I'm fine with my opinion on this. I think A tier makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of issues, but same as Knights of the Frozen Throne. But like, I mean, overall, the set was very fun to play with. It was a good time. There's so many. And you're so right. There's so many expansions. I'm not doing mini sets for the record. We don't have time for mini sets. Mini sets would take me too fucking long, bro. Okay. Why did I subscribe to you 4 years ago? Like, good fucking question. Okay, the Witchwood. Now, this is the end of an era for a lot of people because this is Ben Brode's like last expansion. During the Witchwood, we had Shutterwalk and Gen and Baku. And Gen and Baku were some of the worst designs we've ever seen in terms of what it did to the game. Now, the benefit of the Witchwood was that we got Rush. Rush was a good mechanic to add to this game. It felt like the design went up. I gotta figure out. Let me see the set. Let me see what we got. Well, let's see what we're cooking with here. I think Rush was the entire set, to be honest with you. But let me double check because like this card was good. This card was good. This card was good. So that's fine. King Frenzy was played and so was Ratra and maybe Wing Blast. Played at some point. I think Vexcrow did see play. Toki. Black Cat was playing it in the other deck. Played. Maybe played. Rescott. Bunch of poo. This card was played though. Rogue got a great set. Rogue got Tess and Spectral Cutlass. Rogue had a really fun set, to be honest. Shaman. I mean, we all know Shaman. I think this, for the record, by the way, I think this card is one of the best design cards in the game. I really like Hagatha the Witch. Really fun card. Shutterwalk was obviously a part. If I could have a Lord Godfrey body pillow, I think I'd buy it. Every single day when I When I have sex with your mom, I say this will be a messy killing. It's great. Warrior got a good set. Town Crier, Warpath, Militia Commander was good. Crowley was fine. Blackout, Gunspire, XDD. Vicious Scalehide made Rexar so much better, man. That card was so important for that card. That was a weird sentence. Voodoo Doll was fun. Cool card. Baleful Banker ended up being really good soon. Light Drinker obviously saw play. Sandbiter saw play. Hyper, I hardly know her. I think when you look at Witchwood, a lot of this just comes down to Gen and Baku and how you feel about Shudderwalk. Rush was obviously a really good thing for the game. I'm a big fan of Rush. Man, am I really going to sit here and say that I think the set was good? The set was really, like, the set was kind of whatever. It didn't have a lot to do. Like, Gen and Baku was such a huge thing for the game. And it really made it, like, not fun. So, Gen and Baku was just like, like, the whole year was like Gen and Baku type shit, bro. It had maybe some of the strongest cards we've ever seen. But it was, I can't put it in D because of Rush. Rush is too important for the game going forward. So I think it's here. Like, it's not a really well designed set for the most part. It could be. Like, I think this is fine. I think when you look at how much Gen and Baku kind of ruined the game for standard for a whole year, it's really hard to put this higher. Set was cool. Some of the cards were fun. But I don't know. Which one does it ask because of my first one? I respect that. I respect it. I'm putting it in C. I'm putting it in C.
Have the Witchwood, and the Witchwood will be forever remembered as Baku and Gen, and that's virtually it. Sure,
Facts. No facts. Like I'm so based here.
Shudderwalk was there, but that's not really what you were worried about in this expansion.
I mean, that's cope, but whatever.
I think this is one of the worst expansions we've ever seen. I actually did a whole video on it that I recommend you watch.
Hey, I did a video on it.
Leave it in the description down below.
What was that video called? I didn't even leave it in the description. Oh my God, I'm the worst creator of all time.
But the main reason was just because Baku and Gen really set the stage of what the year was going to be like. The expansion itself was rather weak. It didn't really have a lot of really redeeming qualities. I do think Monster Hunt was pretty fun. I remember.
How do I feel about Monster Hunt? Monster Hunt was, I think, worse than the other adventures, or worse than Dungeon Run at least. Was I
remember playing that a lot, but standard absolutely sucked. This is the first D.
No, man, it's not like, listen, which one was bad, but it wasn't this. It's not that. It's not Karazhan. Karazhan honestly might go on its own fucking thing at this point. I hated that set. What was I doing, man? Oh, that's fair though. That's fair. That's face. That's so
Next
funny.
We have the
Boomsday. Okay, Boomsday. Let me look at the cards. Actually, I need a full reminder of what Boomsday is. Hold on. But I do. There is some highlights of Boomsday for sure. Biology was fun. Floops was fun. Druid had a fun set. Oh, Mech Hunter was fun. Right, guys? Ludo's Pocket Galaxy. I believe it was like 9 mana at this time or some shit. Was it 7? Yeah, it was 7. And they buffed it to 5. Astromancer was goated. Love this card. It was so fun. Kangar's Endless Army, so that was more max. We got Test Subject Priest, which is fun. And Xerox Cloning Gallery was also really interesting. Extra Arms. Road did Poker Hopper. It was just max, right? Love this card. Love that card. Love Myra. Shaman. This card became good later on. Warlock. I mean, other than Solarium, I mean, we don't talk about War. I mean, Spirit Bomb was probably played. I don't really remember. Warrior had a crazy good set. This card right here was not a problem until the following rotation. But again, the problem kind of is like we just kind of had to deal with. Hold on a fucking second. What mana crystal was this at? 5? Was it at 5? It was some fucking nonsense the set was at. I think it was at 5. That card was a significant. Hey, we got Whizbang. Forgot about Whizbang. And the Boomsday puzzles was good. This one is kind of like, I feel like, again, it's at this point, this one was kind of overshadowed by like what Gen and Baku were doing. Also, you have to think about all the cards that came out the previous year. I feel like Boomsday really never reached its potential. Like the cards have to be so good for you to see any of the plays. So like Ziliak, Skilling, I think Starliner saw play a little bit. I can't remember. Subject 9 was kind of played. A lot of the magnetic stuff because it just made a really good aggro deck. But Warrior got a lot. Warrior ended up getting a lot of really good cards here. One of the reasons why Warrior ended up being so good in the following year. This card's pretty inoffensive. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I mean, when they buffed Luna's Pocket Galaxy, it was very questionable because then that card was fucking mental. But overall, like, a pretty inoffensive set. I don't think anyone really feels that strongly about this set. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, it's probably like a B. Like, it's fine. Like, I don't know. Like, whatever. it's like Naxxramas. Like, it just has some good cards in it, and a lot of the cards are kind of just there. Thematically, good set. I mean, it is what it is. I feel like this one's just kind of whatever. I don't really have strong feelings towards the Boomsday.
Boomsday Project, and the Boomsday Project was an interesting one. There was a lot of really powerful stuff in this expansion. Dr. Boom, Mad Genius, Ziliax, Mech Hunter was a huge aspect of.
Hold on. So like, this card, again, wasn't very good during the set.
Mech Hunter was a huge aspect of it. We did get Mechathune, which did introduce a lot of
Mechathune was cool. I really like, actually like Mechathune.
We also got the Puzzle Labs, which I think is one of the most.
I do think Puzzle Labs are goated. I actually do think they are goated. They're very fun
additions to Hearthstone ever. But generally speaking, the Boomsday Project actually managed to have an impact after what the Witchwood brought to us with Gen and Baku, even though there was still a bunch of odd decks in the formats. I do think that the Boomsday Project was like kind of in the middle of the pack. It has
true
thing for everything. I don't think it was necessarily broken. I don't think it was necessarily weak. I thought it was just a pretty good expansion overall.
Let's
Next,
go.
we have Rastakhan.
Let's go. Right on the money, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right, Rastakhan's Rumble. All right, so the question is, did we think Rastakhan's was a better set than the Grand Tournament? Because again, like the Grand Tournament, I have to give it the exact same criticism. Everything they went for just did not pan out. There's like one card I think I was like happy with, and that was about it. There's just so much poo in this set. It's crazy. They just shot out the worst set of all time. Okay. I mean, are we fine if I just put it here and move on? Do we want to speak about Rastakhan? I don't think we need to. Had a good trailer. Shirvala Paladin, worst deck ever. Hell no. First and foremost, I don't even think Shirvala Paladin was playable yet. I think it needed the next set to be playable, but that shit was. Shirvala is the only card I really think about. Maybe Zul'jin. And Timeout ended up being good later on, I think. And this is the set with Timeout? Yeah. I think the call was. Oh, classic. Oh, it's the worst fucking deck of all time. Hey, Bog Slosher was good though. This set is just so weird. Like, there's not a lot of redeeming qualities. Like, Spring Prob was fine. Master Call was good. But for a lot of it, it's like, yeah. I mean, Janeline was kind of played and odd. Love this card. Love Shirvala. Oh, Bonswamsties. Mage's Mastery was good. I mean, this card, like, this card has this expansion has the same problem as the Boomsday, but like, at least the Boomsday had some actually really playable cards. A lot of these cards were just fucking horrendous. There's so much poo in this set. It's crazy. This card was good. Eventually. I mean, I'm putting in D. I feel like there's not a lot to say about the set. There's not a lot of redeeming qualities.
Rastakhan's Rumble is just so forgettable. Overkill was just, what a mistake of a mechanic that was. A lot of the stuff in this expansion was just really bad. Didn't make an impact whatsoever. And it basically just took the best cards of this set and just kind of put them into the already good decks that we already had. I will say Akar and Shirvala are two of my favorite legendaries of all time, but the set was just too weak to see any play. The flavor was really good, but unfortunately for Rastakhan's, it's a D. Next, we have Rise of Shadows, and
it's a D. Okay, I'm gonna start by saying this before I go to the next expansion. Rise of Shadows, guys. This is my favorite year of Hearthstone. I'm gonna be very biased going into this. The more I think about this year as we get older, and my knees are starting to break, I think this year was so good for the game. This was such a redemption arc from what the previous year was. First and foremost, thematically goated. Second of all, we got the Dalaran heist adventure from Rise of Shadows. Phenomenal. Now, I will say for the metagame here, there's a big portion of it that kind of sucked ass because of Dr. Boom and Warrior just being so good with control that it was kind of a bigger issue. And that's my biggest problem with the Rise of Shadows expansion. But the thing about Rise of Shadows was, like, it's funny because we're going to see this probably coming up very soon with Cataclysm, where the 3 older sets that are in the format right now are not incredibly powerful. So Cataclysm is probably going to enter the game and just wreck shit up and be like the Rise of Shadows equivalent. The only really big issue other than control Warrior in this format was I don't know how you guys feel about lackeys. Lackeys for me were very hit and miss. I think the mechanic was good, but I feel like some of the lackeys were so much better than others and it kind of made me feel kind of shit. I did not like Draconic. I felt like Draconic was really where we lost it a little bit in the sauce, but that's the Descent of Dragons. But I think overall, this was a really good set. I'm really happy with this set. I really like it. I really like the theme. I think they did a really good job. It was a good redemption arc overall. I'm going to put it probably like in high B. Because the next set is my favorite set of all time. But let's see what it says.
Rise of Shadows was a really cool expansion flavor-wise. It introduced this year-long thing between the League of Evil and the League of Explorers, which I thought was really cool. But the biggest issue with this expansion was that it introduced lackeys. I hated that mechanic. I legitimately thought
I don't know if I feel as strongly as I used to about the mechanic. I think it's fine. We've seen worse. I just feel like some of them were so much better, man.
Mechanic was one of the worst ones we've ever seen. It just led to a lot of really ridiculous games because they were super impactful. And then the metagame was like, the first half was all aggro rogue with Evil Miscreant at 5 health. And then we got Control Warrior for the rest of the expansion. Not super great. I actually think
no way I'm putting it in. Nah, bro, I'm going to take a walk. I'm going to go pee. I got to walk that off. That's heresy. No shot. Can't believe that shit. I can't believe what I just wrote. Holy fuck, man. This is before I fought the coyote, or I was planning on fighting the coyote. I think that's the issue. No way I put it in. Okay. Put it here. Put it here. Lackeys were kind of a concern. I don't know if the game was fine. The game was fine. Okay, chat, I'm going to talk about the best set of all time, and this is on God. Savers of Oldham is the S tier expansion for me. I think this is when Hearthstone peaked. And don't fucking at me in this chat. This expansion had everything. Tempo, combo, Highlander, quest, anything was playable. It was phenomenal. The soul adventure was good. The theme song of the set is so good. The theme, just the theme in general was great. It was so fun. It was so fun. Like the only problem with this set was they decided to do like the Tombs of Terror, which brought back cards from older sets, and they didn't want to balance it for some reason, so it kind of ruined the game at the end there. It left a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth. But other than that, this set is perfect. Like, let's go through the glory date. Like, there's nothing that speaks like this is broken. It was so glorious. Oh my god, it was perfect. This is maybe the least fun card in the entire set, and it wasn't even that bad. And then Hunter had a fun quest line. Mage had a goated quest line. So much fun. Paladin was fun to play with, like making. Oh, I mean, Reborn was. I mean, this set was kind of fun, but they had a playable deck. Priest was so fun, dude. Priest with the Tempo Priest deck was so fun, man. I love that Tempo Priest deck with Ahmed and Baswamsters from the last set. Rogue with Bizarre Burglary. Like, it wasn't great. Corrupt the Waters. Oh my god, so freaking fun, bro. Holy man. And we had the The ill nasty Mogu Flesh Shaper into Evolve for 0 mana for Shaman. Great. Warlock's quest was so fun. It was great. Warrior had such a fun set as well. I mean, I could go on and on about the set. And then we get this card. Depending on how you feel about Zephrys, I think Zephrys is such an interesting card. Now, I do think that they should have made it, if your deck started with no duplicates, that would have been maybe a little bit better, maybe a little bit more interesting. But fucking such a fun card to play with, to be honest with you. It was so fun to play with. I mean, I can go on here. I'm not going to speak too long about this. I think this entire expansion is when the game peaked. If you take away Tombs of Terror at the end of this expansion cycle, this is, I think, the greatest Hearthstone has ever been, and I don't know if we've ever caught back up to this moment. And I want to go back to this time and experience it again. I loved it. Loved it. Great card. Great cards. Great set. I can go on and on here. This is an S tier. This is S tier. Phenomenal set. What did I say?
Next, we have Sabers of Uldum, which introduced us back into Highlander cards. We saw Zephrys. We saw a bunch of quests again, which were really fun. And honestly, this was a really good expansion in terms of what it brought to the game. A lot of variety, different ways of playing the game. There was Combo Priest, which was like an aggro deck that was pretty fun to play against, but it had a lot of moments where it would just win the game.
It was good.
That deck was kind of nerfed. We saw the meta game kind of open up quite a bit. And I think even though there was a lot of rough moments in Sabers of Uldum, it ended up being
rough
a really fun
moments
expansion at the end, and I really enjoyed it. I actually think it's one of the A tier.
No, I'm reporting this video. No, I'm reporting it. No. This is promote terrorism. That is crazy. That is fucking what is this? This is the worst YouTuber of all time, by the way. That is crazy. Holy fuck, what was I smoking? There's no way. Oh my god, that was the dumbest take I've ever seen him.
You are forgetting the most important expansion of all. It is the expansion that happens in the front of my shorts when my favorite bald streamer blesses me with his wisdom and insight into what was better, Karazhan or Grand Tournament. This content gets me going so much I had to take a moment to go to the bathroom myself, if you catch my drift. I cannot wait until you let me know how you feel about Nathria and my favorite card ever, Big Daddy D and his Mega Suck. Till all are one.
Say his Mega Suck? I like it when Optimus like starts rapping a little bit. Like, you see how fast he goes? Did you say sock? Oh, because it doesn't say. Holy bro. Thank you, Abe. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Descended Dragons. Guys, I just talked about a little bit ago. My voice is starting. I'm getting a little tired of speaking a little bit. Someone want to take over for me? No? Okay. I just talked about how Kobolds and Catacombs was like was the strongest set thus far. Descended Dragons really took that shit to another level. This expansion was nuts. And it followed Sabers of Uldum. Now, the thing about this set was, and I could be wrong here, I feel like this set had so much to do, just like Kobolds and Catacombs. Galakrons were interesting. Dragon Queen Alexstrasza left us some of the craziest moments of all time. I'm talking Big Daddy Kronks coming into play and then drawing your Galakron and doing a devastation. There's a lot to look in this set. And I think when we think back on at least powerful sets, this is probably really high in a lot of people's mind. I was busy playing this. There was Battlegrounds right before this. You're absolutely correct. I'm just trying to see if there's any cards I think that are really egregious here. Man, I thought this card was going to be so good, bro. Started playing Hearthstone in Descent, loved Galakron, then saw Demon Hunter and immediately quit. We'll get to Demon Hunter in a second. Just hold on a second. Shaman was released in a fucking mental state. It was broken. Oh my god, I loved Warlock set. I loved it. Oh, I love this whole thing. Warrior was so fun too, man. Got a 1-mana 2/2, which was a pretty gnarly. Albatross was kind of goated. Evasive Feywing was fine. Chromatic Egg. Faceless Corruptor. Cobalt Spellkin. I mean, other than just maybe the power level of Shaman right at the beginning, I feel like this set was actually pretty self-contained. Or not self-contained. It was very good. It was a very strong set. I love this set, dude. And it's crazy because, like, this was the culmination of all the shit we've seen before from the last two sets. So it felt like a nice conclusion. Most importantly, I have to mention this. I'm not talking about mini sets. When we got the mini set for this expansion, we were introduced to Risky Skipper, which was the most pivotal card going into Demon Hunter. And we'll talk about that in 1 second. I think Descent Dragons was a very fun set to play with. A lot of broken shit, but kind of in the same vein as Kobolds and Catacombs, where it felt like there was a lot to do. I'm going to put Knights at the end there. I don't know if it was good. All right, let's see what I have to say. I think it was a good set. Right, the right amount of power.
Expansions. Also, the cinematic
Actually, I don't know about that.
Beautiful. Next, we have Descent of Dragons, and I think a lot of people forget how powerful this expansion was.
It was very good.
Introduced us to Galakrond, and Galakrond Shaman was really good for a couple weeks there. It introduced us to Dragon Queen Alexstrasza, which was just ridiculously powerful. Remember when it could discover itself? That was something. There was Necrim Apothecary Rogue, which was extremely...
Now this card was something special. Hold on a second. Now I might have to go. Now I got to move you down a little bit. You might be a B tier. That card sucked.
Ridiculous to play against, and it felt horrible to lose to. Generally speaking, this expansion was just insanely powerful, but there was a lot of really fun stuff to do.
There was a lot of fun stuff.
Even though the decks were just extreme and there was so much chaos, this expansion was fun. It reminded me a lot of Knights of the Frozen Throne. Just a
Bro, what is with you in Knights of the Frozen Throne? It wasn't that good.
Wacky expansion where there was just a lot of stuff to do. So it's going in the B tier.
What'd I put it?
Sauce Egg Man thinks Rarran can win versus a coyote.
B tier? Hey, I put it right next to the Frozen Throne again. Hey, look at that. That's fucking crazy. Yo, Sausage Man, thanks for the sub. I love you. Bro cites himself as a reference. No, I'm not citing myself. I'm just seeing what I said 4 years ago. Isn't that fun for content? Aren't you guys like, wow, I wonder what old Rarran said about this? You know? Back when I was happy and full of life and I had a smile on my face and I used to think about, oh my God, I can't wait to play Hearthstone every day of my life. Okay, Ashes of Outlands. Let's start off with the positives. All right, let's go to the negatives. No, the positive is for Ashes of Outlands was we got Demon Hunter. Now, Demon Hunter is set. I hate this class with all my fucking heart. I hate it. I don't like. But the thing is, as much as I don't like the class, I think adding Demon Hunter to the game was good. Okay, I think it was a good decision to add Demon Hunter to the game. Now, this set was it was everyone against Demon Hunter pretty much. Okay, it was everyone against Demon Hunter. When you come down to Demon Hunter, there's only one thing that mattered in my mind, and that was, I'm sorry, the only thing that tops Demon Hunter getting released in this expansion. Chat, this is the expansion I hit rank 1 in. I hit rank 1 legend in here. And I did that because of Risky Skipper and Enraged Warrior. This was the only time I could say that I was better than any other person on the server. Only time in my entire life. I'll never go back to that moment. And because of that moment, there's a little bit of a sweet spot in my brain. A little bit of a sweet spot, right? I have to give it a little. I'm biased is basically what I'm trying to say here. And no, it was not because that everyone quit. There was a lot of people playing. But we have to ask ourselves, when it comes to a Hearthstone expansion, do I only want to play against one class for the majority of the expansion? And I think for a lot of people, the answer would be no. I feel like Ashes of Outlands had a huge momentum going into it. Because people are like, oh my God, Demon Hunter's being added to the game. It's COVID time, baby. I don't know if anyone said COVID time, baby, but like they're like, I got nothing to do. Let me queue up some Hearthstone. It's been 2 million years since I played that game. I remember when the Serious Challenger came out. And I think a lot of people decided to leave very shortly after seeing what Demon Hunter was able to do. We have yet to see a deck that has been as strong as aggro Demon Hunter was relative to other. Feel about that. That's what this whole set was. There was not a lot to do. Now, later on, Ashes of Outlands was fine because it actually introduced a lot of really interesting cards for other deck archetypes that were coming up in the future. But that expansion was, you were just playing against Demon Hunter. And if you didn't like playing against Demon Hunter, Godspeed, gamers. Godspeed. Oh, shit. I'm going up. I hit a button. For me, the thing is, as a content creator, this was a really big deal for me. Because I don't know if I would be here today if it wasn't for Ashes of Outlands. And I hate Demon Hunter. Like, I hate it. But I think it was so important for Demon Hunter to come to the game because it enabled me to get a lot more exposure. And as a Hearthstone player in 2K26, it's hard to come across
Lady Hermes thinks
exposure.
Rarran can win versus a coyote.
So true, lady. Thanks for the sub. Welcome. What's the sub player count? You can look at Google Trends. I'm gonna vote C. I think C's fair. I don't think it's a tough set to evaluate, but I'll put it there.
We have Ashes of Outlands, and quite honestly, this expansion was just Demon Hunter, or you're playing in Rage Warrior for a majority of it, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing considering
It was a bad thing.
that, well, Demon Hunter was a brand new class and it added a lot new.
Okay, Old Rare, you make up a good point. So I talked about how with Kobolds and Catacombs, it was nice that the expansion was extremely powerful. Same thing for Demon Hunter, and we saw this kind of happening with Death Knight when it came out, where like Death Knight was released in a state where it was just not very good, and that kind of made me flaccid because you want the new class, you want the cards to be fun and exciting, and Demon Hunter was released in such a state where it's like you need to be you were basically forced to interact with it regardless if you liked it or not, which is maybe better for the game. So, you know what? I'll move it up here. I'll move it up here before I see my final rating.
Qualities to the game, but if you did not like Demon Hunter, you were probably not playing Hearthstone at the time. So it's an extremely polarizing expansion, especially because, well, Demon Hunter was really good for a lot of it. So because of how strong Demon Hunter was, and because there wasn't a lot of variety to this expansion, it's probably like a high C, I would say.
What the fuck?
They added a new class. What can I say? So
Pre-watch for sure, bro. That's fucking crazy. I even moved it up to the exact position. I mean, they make a good point. Demon Hunter was released in a state where it was needed to have this. Whatever, it's fine. Hey, Scholomance Academy. Scholomance Academy was, I believe, a really good set. And at the follow-up, Demon Hunter was maybe the biggest concern. So the power level of this set was really good. There was a lot of nonsense here as well. But I think every class was at least playable. Oh my god. There's actually so many cards from this set that were good. I don't even have to look at Ashes of Outlands because like most of the cards were just not playable at all. So let me see what we got here. We got dual class for like the first time other than tribes we saw before it. Demon Hunter, a lot of really interesting. I mean, I kind of like the soul fragment mechanic, so that was fun. Lightning Bloom was a motherfucker. Oh my god. And this card was one. Stupid card, bro. Survival of the Fittest was nuts too. Guardian of Animals was really good. Druid had a good set. Okay. How come Hunter had no cards? I guess because they already showed him here. I don't know. Hunter had Wappletinger, so that was fine. Mage had a good set. Oh, Mizaki was. Oh, Jandis. You guys remember Jandis at 5? He was nuts. Wand Thief was good. Ocean of Illusion was fine. Firebrand was good. Mizaki did see play. Devolving Missiles was a really, really good card. Paladin. Lurette became an issue at some point. I don't remember when. First day of school went through a lot. Dude, this card was so... Who fucking made this card, bro? This card was so stupid. Remember it was 2 mana? And then you just basically stop your opponent from playing the game. This card was nuts, too. There were so many nerfs in this set, looking back on it. Passage was insane. I believe Passage was 1 for like the entire time. Shaman was okay. Warlock had some playable cards for sure. Warrior as well. Rattlegore was cool. Broomstick, man. Holy, what a card. I guess it's like... This set was really powerful. I think... I could be wrong. Someone's going to have to correct me here. Do you guys think this set was good? Because there was a lot of really powerful stuff, and I believe every class was playable at some point during the set's rotation. But it did require nerfs. Do you see the projected nerfs? I did not. People keep adding at me. Okay, we're gonna look at them, okay? Because you guys keep yelling at me, and then we'll talk about that. We'll continue going forward. Where is it? 3-3? I like it because of duels. I miss duels. I feel like duels didn't really make its peak until they switched the monetization of it. I mean, I guess it's like this set. Okay, the way I can describe this set, I feel like, is the set felt inspired, right? Like there's a lot to look at this set and be like, man, like there were so many things to do, like just kind of like Descent of Dragons. Like shit was powerful as hell, but there was so much to do, man. And like, yeah, there's some nonsense here and there for sure. I believe Darklayer was from this expansion. I don't know where it is. But I think overall there was just so much. It was just fun. Like I like the variety of stuff you would see. I mean, this card I think was atrocious to play against, for the record. Like I'm not a fan of Elucia, like in its base version, but I think it was a good set for the most part. It was fun to play with. It was very fun to play with. I think I'm gonna be able to put this in probably A. I think it was like right next to Descent of Dragons. Let me see what this is, and then we'll go right back to it. Hold on. Release Tavern Wild Pool is Cataclysm across the Time Ways event set, core set, temporary access to Deathwing over here by the event. Okay, this is beautiful. This is okay. I love this pre-release sprawl. My complaint for the last 3 of them has been, if you're gonna do a pre-release brawl, you shouldn't be allowed to use older cards. I know you guys are gonna call me, not everyone can play for the expansion, but that's what a pre-release brawl should be. I don't care. Buy cards. It's what it is. That's on God. So this is huge for me. I think this is going to make the game so much more fun. It's like a tiny little meta. Great. Love it. Love it. Ban cards. All across the Timeway legendary cards. All Echoes of Infinite Miniset and View cards. Twilight Time Hopper, Flux Revenant, Crusader Aura, Deja Vu, and Bob the Bartender. Okay. New achievements. No one cares. Darklayer's Outland? Okay, that's my bad. Wow, that looks great. Anyway, so let's fire too. Community days. Is that the 10th? Okay. The 10th is Tuesday. I'll probably play pre-release Tavern Brawl on Tuesday. Balance preview for patch 35.0 coming March 10th. Okay. Okay, so they're gonna nerf locations durability. Okay, so one of the things I said is I feel like they need to remove the copy. Ah, man, listen, like, okay. 10 cost location, deal X damage to all enemies. Sure. I guess they want to get rid of removal. I think this is a good change to reduce the amount of raptors given. I think this change does fucking... Okay, no, this is huge. This is what I'm talking about. This is big. The fact that you can get on the 1 cost is massive. I don't know if the stats are really what we're worried about here, but I think not being able to get on 1 cost is a very big deal. So that's a smart change. Very smart change. At least it's not going to be as good. It probably still going to get played, though. It still seems fine. Like, Discover option's good. The armor's option's still very good. Like, there's a ton of reasons to do it. 2 durability is definitely iffy, so you probably don't want to pick, like, the 3 cost or the 10 cost anymore, but I think you're okay with it. Blob of Tar is going from a 4-mana 2/4, summon a 1/2 blob with poison as a 1/2 blob with taunt to a 5-mana 4/4. Well, neutral allies are a focus in this patch. We believe there's an important place for strong mid-game defensive tools like a Blob of Tar, reducing its overall power and breaking up its repetitive play pattern with Ravenous Fellhunter. How about we just say, like, I mean, I don't mind Blob of Tar being a 4-mana 2/4, but maybe this card is problematic. You know, like maybe we think about the actual card that keeps enabling all this nonsense, no? Like the card's still good. Like the card will probably still be played. I feel like this is the bigger problem here we got to focus on at some point in our lives. I don't know. Like, but I guess now you can't be doing it. We'll keep an eye on Fellhunter as we evaluate the power level in post-rotation environment. Okay, so let's still look. Creature of Madness is going to a 1/2 to a 1/1. Okay, I don't care. Slither Drake is going from a 6/9 to a 6/8. Okay, probably that matters. I don't know how much, but maybe that matters. Stonecarver is going to a random, give a friendly random damage minion plus 2/2 at the end of your turn. Give another friendly damage. Okay, so it can't buff itself anymore. Okay, that makes sense. At least the Crockless is going from 1 to 2. Okay. First time Maul is after your hero attacks, draw your highest cost card to. After your hero attacks, draw a card. Okay, this is a huge change, massive change to be honest. Each of you discover a copy of a card in your opponent's hand. It costs 1 less. Discover a copy of a card in your opponent's hand. Probably a needed change. I don't know if you want to run it anymore. I feel like Urson Maul did nothing wrong. I mean, the problem with this card is getting a tunable card that always draws you your Galman is probably not what you want to have in your, like, for Hearthstone to be fun and exciting, you need to make sure that play patterns aren't always the same every single game. So this, I think, this is a huge change. It's a very good change. I really like it. Also, it kind of stops you from playing, like, it stops you from playing the exact same way every single time. I think that's a very good change. It'll still be played. But yeah, I'm really glad. That's a good nerf. Good nerf. The thing about this card is the problem with Deja Vu as a card is just it's an auto-include in every rogue deck because your opponent's going to play powerful stuff and you get to spend the 1 mana to discover a card in your opponent's hand that's probably really good, and then you get to play it first. So this changes, like, yeah, you get the card, but like now you don't get to play it before I do, which is important. This card's probably still fine. I don't know how much worse this is. The thing is too, so okay, if I herald for rogue and then I play my Deathwing or whatever and I get to use all my devastations and then I deja vu in my opponent's Deathwing, does it have all the herald already done because I've heralded that many times, or is that now based on how much my opponent has done? I'm going to assume
GVB Zill thinks Rarran can win versus a coyote.
I'm going to assume it's you get all the devastation, but because like that's the problem, right? Like you don't want that in your game. So I like the change a lot to obviously I'm not someone who plays a lot of standard recently, but I think this is a very good change. Yo, GVB, thanks for the sub, bro. I appreciate you, but it's probably still getting played. Remnant of Rage is going from a 6/5 to a 5/4. Okay, that's fine. I think you're still playing it for the battle card no matter what. Good card. Online event. Last chance to pre-. I haven't even pre-purchased the expansion. I should. Okay. I mean, Smile. I mean, that's cool. I mean, awesome. I'm sure that's great. Okay, back to what I was doing. Okay, where'd I put Scholomance? Scholomance I put into an A tier.
Scholomance Academy is our next expansion, and this expansion, in my opinion, is the strongest expansion we've ever received. There was so many.
Strongest expansion we've ever received during this time. Was Scholomance the strongest expansion? It definitely was good. I don't know if it was better than Ash of Outland or Descent of Dragons, but it was good. It was a good set. Maybe I'm coping a little bit on that one.
Good quality cards. Almost every single class had a unique archetype to try. And I feel like even though the game was so extreme, this is when Hearthstone was almost at its most fun in a very long time. Just so much ridiculous stuff.
Oh, I've had to do drugs before I did this video. I don't know if I agree with that.
to do. It felt like every single type of archetype had a chance, maybe not as much attrition anymore. It was kind of wacky. Guardian Animals dominated, but because of the new development team, they were nerfing extremely quickly. So there was just a lot of different stuff to try. And I don't know, there's something special about Scholomance Academy. Maybe it's the flavor, maybe it's the Spellburst keyword, which I really thought was a well-designed keyword.
I like Spellburst a lot. I do agree with that.
I really like Spellburst. Really powerful. And don't get me wrong, I think there was a lot of stupid stuff in it, but the stupid stuff really just, you know, match the other stupid stuff. And I think if everything is just stupid, nothing's stupid, right? So I'm gonna give Scholomance Academy an A.
A Lamau. I mean, different reason, but I mean, I'm there for it. Zane, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well. Holy, I mean, I agree with that. I don't know if I would call it the strongest expansion like thus far when we think about Scholomance Academy, but it was a good set. There's just some there's a lot of cards that would stop me from putting it into an S tier. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's just some design failures that are just too much to ignore. But I think I agree with this take. The set was fun. The set was really fun. It's not better than Uldum. Like, I don't know what I was talking about there. Maybe Uldum was too new. I couldn't like respect it enough, right? It's got to age like a fine wine. Like a fine wine, you know? Okay. Darkmoon Faire. When I put this in D tier, would you guys be mad? Let me tell you why. Let me explain. Let me explain why I'm going to put this in D tier. This card has committed war crimes. Twice. Multiple times. Fuck this stupid fucking card. I hate it so much. Dry, what's up, man? Thanks for the sub. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you. Let me get a quick refresh here. We got Ildari Studies for Demon Hunter, which was good. Druid had a set of all time. Arbor Up was nasty, but that was in the mini set, I believe. Rifle was really good. Rhino was really good. Jewel and Zoth ended up seeing play. This card was fucking stupid post rotation. Anna Biscuit's fine. Mage had a good set. Paladin set was... I hate this secret so much. I hate it. Reese got a lot of... I mean, Mysteria was really... Wasn't Mysteria 3 mana to begin with? Am I lying about that? I feel like it was. That card was really good. Reese got a fine set. Bro got a good set. This was good. This was good. This was okay. This was very good. Shaman set was fine. Evolve was interesting. Okay. Warlock got a... Don't type this in chat. You're getting it timed out. Warriors deck was cool. Armor Vendor was a good card. I really liked Armor Vendor. Oh my god, Crap Rider was so fucking stupid. Was this card 10 or 8? I can't remember. The thing was really interesting. Clowns were like one of the highlights here. I'm trying to remember what we were doing during this set. Was it just like Scholomance Academy for the majority of it? I feel like Demon Hunter was still a huge problem. So there was like Druid, which was playable because of Yasharaj, the Clown, and Survival of the Fittest. That was like the bigger thing. But I can't remember literally anything else. I'm telling you, every class had a playable deck. During Darkmoon Faire, I remember Warlock being absolute ass because Demon Hunter existed. It was like impossible to play the class. And Paladin was really good. Paladin was really good during this time. And the thing is like going from Scholomance to Darkmoon Faire was such a whatever, you know what I mean? Like it kind of just went like that's what I think about this set. The problem with Darkmoon Faire, and this is my biggest issue with it, is that it's really overshadowed by the whole controversy about them changing like the monetization in the game. That's what I remember the most, is them changing the quest system, and then basically the whole set lost all its popularity because people were not happy about it. So that means like nothing, as far as I remember, nothing really came from it. But I will say this, and I do stand by this. This card is fucking insane. This is maybe the strongest card Demon Hunter's ever gotten outside of its base set. I think this card's nuts. This is a fucking absurd card. I hate the class. I just don't really remember it. I just remember Deck of Lunacy being really good. Like Deck of Lunacy ended up being one of the best cards of all time in the with rotation. And Palm Reading was really good. Priest was fine. There was like this weird Paladin deck that used Crab Rider and was it Parade Leader or something? Il'gynoth was insane again. Nerf at 6. Yeah, it was released at 4. The World Championship it ended up winning. 1 year later, this card was also nerfed, and I believe Moarg was also nerfed at that time, and it still won a World Championship. The card is that card was really good. That was a very good card. I'm kind of, this is my same feeling as like Boomsday, where it's like, I don't think that set was that bad. It was kind of inoffensive other than Il'gynoth. So like, I'm kind of here for it. I don't think it was as bad as this, but maybe it is. Maybe it is just a C tier set. It's just my brain is just, I'm really trying to remember what was happening. There's a couple fun cards in here though. Like I did like Envoy taking this XDD. The Yogg was funny. I actually think Silas is a really cool card. Death Warden. What's wrong with the quest system? No, this is the first time they changed it from what it was previously to like what the new system was. But the problem is the way they iterated it was you're actually getting less gold. And they said in like their announcement video, like, guys, this new expansion, this new monetization system is going to be so good for you. You're going to get so much money and you're going to love the new stuff because you're going to get so much gold. And then they lied. And then everybody was so pissed about it. I think that is still Zeddy's most viewed video, is him talking about how much they lied about the monetization system. So if you want to go see that, there it is. Hysteria released enabled the degenerate farm road TK. I'm going to go with like, where'd I put it? I'm gonna go like C. I think it was fine. I don't think it was a very good set. Oh, whatever.
Yeah, maybe a B. Actually, a B sounds better. Our next expansion is Darkmoon Faire, and honestly, Darkmoon Faire was just not really an expansion because all it really did was just add to existing archetypes. It did bring back the old gods, which I think was really fun, but because the powerhouse that was like Demon Hunter and basically the really good decks from Scholomance Academy stayed around, they didn't really get a huge chance to shine. It felt like this expansion was just kind of padding existing decks, almost like
just like Boomsday.
Rumble. The corrupt mechanic I think was kind of cool. Theme was fine.
I like
it added some interesting stuff like Silas Darkmoon, but overall it wasn't super impactful, and I felt like it just kind of was there. So probably around a C. I don't know. I think like I could maybe put it as a B, but I think it's around a C.
Yo, what? I'm literally the same dude as this guy. Who made this video? Who made this video? Wait, why did I put Mean Streets at C? Oh yeah, because I've what the fuck? Bro, I'm literally him. Where'd I put Rastakhans? Okay. Forge the Barrens and Stormwind Fractured Alterac Valley, we can kind of get through really fast. Okay, this one I don't know if I need to. I'll hear what I have to say. I think the last expansion in this video, by the way, is United Stormwind for me. Forge of the Barrens was kind of the worst way to start a year, unless you were a really big fan of Warcraft lore. The set was kind of boring. The keyword Frenzy was fine, but there was like only like one card that really wanted it, and that was basically it. And that was like the Octo dude. And we also got Renew Priest, which depending on how you feel about that was not a very enjoyable experience. I got baited by Warcraft lore. Yeah, I feel like this entire set depends, or this entire year kind of depends on how you feel about Warcraft lore. Let me just double check. Oh fuck this fucking ass card, bro. Conviction was so nasty. Sword of the Fallen was really good. It's a good card. I like Devouring Plague. I actually think Zyrel is a really well designed card, so that card was fun. The posts were bad, I agree. Rogue got a decent set though. I'll say that. Shaman got a set of all time. They got a really good draw card for the first time ever. Love Tens and Roan for Stealer Souls XD. That card will become relevant. Warrior got some okay cards. Post Samaro, I was a huge fan of. Posts were really bad. Zakos was fine. Eunice was a funny card. I mean, this is out of all the sets in the year, this is probably the least offensive one. I'll put it in C. I don't think very fondly of it. I don't think it was very fun. It didn't set the tone right. Also, from a creator standpoint, this was the first time I really saw a huge drop in viewership. So I don't know if that is going to be partially of my bias here, but Stormwind also was my... We'll get the Stormwind in a second.
I think it's around here. Forge of the Barrens is our next expansion. This introduced us to the Frenzy keyword. We saw the mercenaries for the first time. And generally speaking, this expansion was a lot more wide open than Darkmoon Faire was. It felt like there was a lot of rotation though, right? Try, but it ended up being a really weird metagame because Control Priest, which generated card after card after card, was the top dog for an extremely long period of time.
Control Priest is kind of bad.
A lot of people did not like. And I think the idea was that they wanted to go away a little bit from like what Scholomance Academy was. It wasn't a super enjoyable expansion at the end, even though you could try a bunch of stuff with the limited card pool and basically what the game was doing at the time. I think a lot of people stopped playing near the end of Forge of the Barrens. Yeah, I don't think Forge of the Barrens was a super well done expansion, but it was definitely not the worst. I think it was probably like a C. It was basically like Demon Hunter, but like the reverse of it.
I don't know that. So Barrens was like Deck of Lunacy was what it was at the start, and then they nerfed that shit because it was too good. And the posts, oh my god, the posts. Why do they do that with the posts, man? The posts are so stupid, man. No, C's fine. No, C's fine. It's not D. It's not D. All right, let me just do. Let me just add a new row below, and then we'll just type this one. What the fuck? Okay, so United in Stormwind is the worst set Hearthstone has ever had in this game. I do not care what you have to say about this set. This set is a war crime on what the game is. On what the game is what most people expect from Hearthstone. And I think they look back on this set very poorly, especially because we got Ungoro 2 Electric Boogaloo, and they basically said to us that they don't want quests to be good. Like, that's where we're at. There is no redeeming qualities in this set other than one thing. That is discard. Interesting take, Rarran. Top legend players think Stormwind's family. Okay, that's so cool that they should go make their own tier list. They should go make. I have made. Hold on. If you want my, I'm not going to go into this because I have made a video. It was the start of last year. I believe I called it the expansion that almost killed Hearthstone. If you want to see this video, you can go watch that video, because that's the video I talked about where it's like how I felt about that expansion, why I felt like it was so bad, and all the problems with it. Tradable was a good mechanic. I'm still putting in what the fuck. Tradable and maybe the press, the press quiz, the press quiz, the quest for priest was fantastic. Really like the concept of it. And tradable was good. Everything else about the set, I can't speak for. I think the set was atrocious, horribly designed. And I won't go into the entire thing here because it's going to take, it'll be another rant for about 35 minutes long. If you like this set, that's awesome. More power to you. This is the first time as a content creator, by the way, that I said to myself, I don't think I can do this for, if this was what the game was going to be like. I really sat down on my desk and said, do I really want to sit here and play this game if this is what it's going to be like? And also, I will say this, because I don't know if I mentioned it in the other video. If you go look at YouTube viewership for Stormwind, it is like the lowest Hearthstone has ever had. Well, I mean, it's relative because of the fact that like the game's probably losing players on a monthly basis or whatever. But that set was so bad that like you can't. It's so hard to argue from a casual player did not, or it's hard to argue that anyone but a high legend player liked that expansion. The amount of people who were not consuming Hearthstone content, which is basically like the chain is like people don't like the game, so they're not watching the game as much as they used to, which is a very bad loop, because if creators aren't liking the game either, then it's like, oh my God, like no one's going to want to watch a creator complain the whole time. Horrible set. Horrible set. If you like combo, more power to you. Horrible set. I think this is the worst expansion Hearthstone's ever had in the game. I don't think there will ever be something that is this bad in Hearthstone. Not talking power level, because this is probably the strongest it's ever going to be. This set was insane. But again, if you want to go watch that video that almost killed Hearthstone, that I'll try to remember to leave it in the description because it was atrocious. All right. Fraction. Oh wait, what did I say?
United Stormwind is our next expansion, and this introduced us to the questline mechanic, and it basically introduced us into a metagame where it felt like you had to kill someone or you were just gonna die. There was no room for slow type decks, and this was a metagame that was purely based on combo decks. If you like combo decks, then this was probably a really good expansion for you. But my overall enjoyment was at probably the lowest it's ever been, because I did not want to play Hearthstone at all during this time. And I think a lot of the casual people can probably agree with me that this expansion felt like there wasn't a lot of room to do anything you really wanted to. This is probably a D for me. This actually is probably worse than the Witchwood for me, honestly.
It is worse than the Witchwood, and looking back on it, it's even worse. What a horrible expansion that was. Also, I have to say this too. This year sucked even more for me because I was really excited for Mercenaries, and Mercenaries started and died in the exact same year as United Stormwind and Alterac Valley. It was dead. It died. GG. It was fucking cooked. I can't. Fraction and Alterac Valley is one of those sets I can't really comment on because I was playing Mercenaries at the time. So I don't know how you guys feel about Fraction and Alterac Valley. Me personally, the only thing I really remember is that stupid ass snowfall dude for Shaman. I wasn't really playing the game. One of you guys are gonna have to tell me what it was like during the era of Alterac Valley, because if you go to my YouTube channel, I'm gonna shout out to Rarran, by the way. Love that guy. Go to my YouTube channel, you go to oldest. There's a bunch of videos on Mercenaries, and then hold on. Holy fuck, I played Mercenaries. Man, the art for Mercenaries was kind of goated. Pretty good thumbnails too for the goat. All right, and then I made an update. So after Mercenaries died, I made an update. And that's when I started doing a lot more variety, or what I basically became to this moment. So if you want my Joker, why I became the Joker, this is why. There it was. Why did I do this video? Every time I lose Disenchant a Legendary, what the fuck was I smoking? Hearthstone, but I can't use cards with the letter T. I should go through these videos and see what I've done. Oh, look how happy I look. Take a shot every time I lose in Hearthstone. Oh God. Oh my god, I've done so much. Okay, anyways, sorry, I'm going on a nostalgia train here. Okay. Okay, sorry, let's go back. How did you guys feel about Stormwind? I will just put it wherever you guys feel like. I feel like this is also the end of this video, right?
Fractured in Alterac Valley is the last expansion on this list, and honestly, Fractured in Alterac Valley was a lot better than I expected it to be because, while United Stormwind was just ridiculous, this tried its absolute hardest to probably, you know, bring control decks back into
Cope, I'm not even listening to this clown anymore. I'm fucking done. I'm not even clown. What do you mean old Rarran had balls? Now redo the shots video, but don't stop until you hit legend. Could you imagine? Yeah, I'll just put didn't play. Okay, thankfully now I don't have to watch that fucking idiot Rarran yap for like 5 million years. Okay, this one we can kind of go a little bit more faster. Voyage into the Sunken City was a return to form for Hearthstone, and in some ways is probably people's savors of Uldum for them. That had a phenomenal trailer, just for the reference. Really, really good one. But Colossals were fun. I think, oh, what is the expansion? Oh my god, what's the keyword? Dredge. Dredge was such a great keyword. I love Dredge. Loved it. There's a lot of highlights for this set. I also don't remember a lot of nonsense. I basically, when I look at a Hearthstone set, I ask myself how much stupid shit was there. I don't think there was a lot of stupid shit. Okay, hold on. First Demon. Okay, if we ignore Demon Hunter, what do we have? Good set. Good set. Good set other than this card, but we can allow it. Combo decks need to exist. Good set. In Wild, this was a little fuckery, but pretty decent. Priest needed to get buffed, but it was fine. Good set. Good set. Krakatoa goated. Good set. Good set. Good set. I mean, the Murloc stuff was iffy, but whatever. Good set from Warrior. This card was a little egregious, but that's okay. There's not a lot that speaks out to me like this is some bullshit set. So, I mean, I remember the highs much more than the lows. Can we just remove Demon Hunter from the game? That'd be great. I think this is like an 8 tier, to be honest with you. I think this is like really, I think this is just like, it might be on Goro. I feel like it changed the game for the better. No, I'll put it down. Below than classic. I'll come back on this one because this one I think has a lot of questions. Like, it was a very good set. A very good set. Was it better than classic? Came back during the set. The problem is, though, is like that a lot of people would have, you know, because Stormwind was such a horrible time that it was like, this is the set to come back to, guys. Hearthstone is so back. You know what I mean? That's what it was. Okay, Castle Nathria, I think, is also a really good expansion. Let me explain why real fast. There's some stuff in this set, like every other set, that has a lot of stupid shit. But I want to talk about one card in particular here. Well, okay, let's get the biggest elephant out of the room real fast. This card was a little stupid. I think it's fair to say that giving a neutral win condition that was this powerful to the game in its original form was not great, because of the fact that every game came down to Sire Denathrius being played. And I mean, that's not fun. Like, we don't want games like that. That's not, especially in Druid. Like, we don't want that shit. After Sire Denathrius was like nerfed to what he is right now, I feel like the game was in a really good spot. Especially because, let's talk about the GOAT. This is, in my opinion, over the last, I mean, basically, I guess until Reno, from like the original Reno came out, this is the maybe the most impactful card we've ever seen. And I don't know if we will see a card like this ever again. This card was awesome. I hope they take some of the design that Renethal was to the game and they work with it a little bit more. It's funny because this is like 1 year after Stormwind, and I feel like it kind of did the reverse. I think it was a really good card. I think this card single-handedly makes this set so good. Theater was for a moment at the real. I know Theater was because I remember telling chat that I thought Theater was a really good card before they were like, this is so bad. Remember that shit. I remember. But I think Prince Renathal was really good for the game. I think you want cards that for a majority of people, it positively changes the game. And I think this card did exactly that. And it opened up a lot of interesting things to do. And like we can nitpick some stuff in this set, don't get it wrong. I don't think it's perfect. Again, we talked about Sire to Nathria's. This card at 4 was a little insane. I don't know why they printed this card. I think it was at 7 mana when we should have learned from Kalthas original. Honestly, hold on a second. I forgot about Kalthas. Sunstrider from original Ash of Outlands. I don't know what the hell they were smoking with that card. Is there any other card that's like super egregious here? Draka maybe to an extent. The original form of this card was like kind of bad, but I mean, it wasn't horrible. This is just another set where I felt like there was just kind of like a ton to do, and because Renathal was there, it allowed for more creativity. And I think that's something where people were really fiending for. Rogue had a really good set. Objections from this set? Yeah, maybe Objection's a little bit of a silly card. Objection Delph. Solid Owl, but actually Mage had a lot of fucking nonsense here. Okay, you know what? Maybe I'm writing it in a little bit more. I'll leave it. I will leave it in A. I don't think it's up there with the GOAT. Prince Renathal merely makes me want to put it up in S, but I think it's an A tier set. I think it's a very good set. Very good set. Also, I should mention as well, I can't believe I didn't talk about it. I think locations have been one of the greatest things they've added to the game. They've done such a good job with locations. It had to be such a task to develop a new type of card that fit into Hearthstone so nicely. It was like a puzzle piece. It just slotted in. Beautiful design. Beautiful. Elegant. That's exactly what you wanted to do. Really well done. You know, honestly, fuck it. We're putting this as S. Renathal in locations. I can get over everything else. I can everything else. I think that's a little bit biased in my opinion. We have no post Rarran to our pre Rarran to talk about it, but I think they did a really good job on this set. Okay, March of the Lich King, I think really comes down to how you feel about Death Knight as a class. We talked about this a lot in like the rating class video, and we did that video because I believe Monk is coming out at the end of the year based on what we saw in that year video. But I think Death Knight is a really well designed class. Like I think they fucking killed Death Knight. I think they did such a good job. And it keeps on delivering. Like I just feel like even though the rune system isn't optimal and it's not like a super, it does limit the decks a little bit. I just think it's been immaculate. I think it's been great. And I feel like this has become the best class for a lot of new players. People love Death Knight. Now, I just got to remind myself what was in this set before I talk about if I think the set was good. I mean, Death Knight got a lot of cards. But this is Path of Arthas, so it's like, what? Where's the rest of the set? I like this set for Death Knight. This is the first time Demon Hunter didn't feel egregious as well. I'm kind of, they got Unleashed Feldo, and Il'gynoth was still, no, Il'gynoth was not in the game anymore. As far as I remember, Nubercon was a little fucking stupid. The brand, Druid is just like, Druid is always doing some fuckery, bro. Every time with fucking Druid, bro. It's just they're doing nonsense day in, day out. Mage was fine. Paladin was good. Paladin was playing racist Paladin this time, right? East was fine. Rogue got a great set. Rogue was fun. I don't remember this set other than Death Knight. I'm gonna be honest. Demon Hunter was the most AP during this set. Reveals in a minute. Guys, if you want to go watch the reveals, you guys can go watch the reveals. I'm not gonna watch it. You guys should go watch it on the main channel if you want to go watch it. Why would I don't even think I'm allowed to restream it. You know what I mean? Aslar's here. Bone Lord. Thaddeus was a little bit of a fucker, I'm not gonna lie to you. That guy was a little silly. Got a good set. Ooh, this card was not fun though. Ooh, this card was not fun. Ooh, I did not like the Warlock set here. Was he broken during this set? There was a, was this the thing with Thaddeus where you would rip the Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. Now I'm getting the flashbacks here. I mean, I think this is another set where it's like you kind of really lean into how you feel about the design of the class. It's not as because it was released in because I think it was released in a pretty poor state until like the mini set came out. I don't really remember this set too much either, which is kind of insane to think about. There was a lot of nonsense, but it's not like Nathria where I think I'm fine with B. I'm fine with B. Around here. Had some offensive stuff, but like other sets, like there's just way worse. Festival of Legends. Monitor suspicious user. Uh-oh. You're so wrong. My dog friend. Why do you call me dog? Most popular video on Zeddy's channel is called The Rarran Situation's Crazy. What? Let me look. Nope. It's this clip and then it's this. But I'm here. This is when I thought the game was so ass. I remember that. Good times. Okay, Festival of Legends is when Tony was released, and I love Tony. Jailer Druid was so fun, man. That shit was so fun. I really like Tony Druid. What else was in this set? It's weird how like a lot of these years, it's hard to find like the most notable cards. Like it's hard to remember them. Am I getting old? Am I starting to develop like dementia a little bit? Like I'm a little worried. I'm really trying to think what was in this set. Demon Hunter got straight poo, so that's good. Oh yeah, Hero Power Druid was a thing. Mage had a good set. I like Mage set. Mage set was fun. No. Priest. This card became a little bit of a nonsense going forward, but it's alright. Rogue. Oh, MC Blingtron, bro. Ugh. The Paladin weapon was good. I agree. Shaman had a couple cards. Warlock had a good set. I really liked Warlock's set for this. I'm so Warlock biased. It's crazy. I mean, this set's like kind of like pretty inoffensive for the most part. It gave us more shadow steps. Oh, with Breakdance. Yeah, Breakdance is a good card. No, but I mean, again, it's kind of like March of the Lich King where it didn't feel like it was super broken or anything. I'm kind of down. I think B is fine. I think it was a fine set. Nothing special. Nothing super like egregious or anything like that. I feel like I'm going to say this for a lot of the sets going forward. You know what I mean? It's so hard for me to think positively, or not positively, but like something like really impactful happens. Hey, Titans. Titans had the Titans in it, chat. But can I say something? I didn't like this set. For one reason. This was a silly card. This was a very silly card. I don't know why they printed it. This is some fucked up shit right here. I remember feeling like this was like I was in despair, bro. I was in despair. I think the Titans are really well designed though. Overall, I think they're great. Really cool for the game. I think Warrior also had a really good set. Oh, Forge is a good mechanic. Forge is a Chef's Kiss mechanic. I'm gonna be honest. Really like that set. I think Warrior had a great, like looking at all the cards, Warrior had a great set. Odin was fun. I loved Odin. Ivus was really good. This card in its original form was a little silly. So that's a potential problem. Warlock, I think, had a pretty good set. Forge of Wills was very good. I mean, this card kind of reminds me of Scented Dragons a little bit. This whole mechanic with like Spider and the Lab Constructor was also really silly. Odin was the only reason you could do the damage in adventures. Odin was very important. Yeah, I would agree. Odin was really important. Amanthal kept coming back, which is a bit unfortunate. I mean, Amethyst was good. I mean, the set overall, again, it's like, I feel like at this point, see, the problem now we're going to get to is like, and this is maybe more of a me problem. This is where we start to really see like packages. I guess Voyage into the Sunken City is where we really started to see it, but like every set was kind of like, you do the one thing. If the one thing isn't good, then you're kind of just doing nothing. But most of the classes got some pretty good cards. Sif Mage was fun. I think Forges is really good. Like if I'm thinking about like purely from what the cards were designed to do, I think they did a really good job. I just think this card is, and for that reason alone, I'm gonna have to put it in there. I could maybe put it higher. There's a like I don't know. There's a couple of really stupid shit. Okay, high B. There's a lot of some stupid shit in this set. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's some stupid shit. Like I think it's hard to really pass on Yogg. I think it's really hard to pass on how good Druid was as well. This interaction between Lab Constructor and Spider. It's kind of like Ungoro as well, where it's like the set is very flavorful and very like unique in the way it plays. There's some stupid ass shit in here, bro. Now if you have the new card reveals, bro, if you guys want to go watch the stream, go watch the stream. IB is a crime? Nah, I think it's fine. I think B's are a good spot for this. What's next? Showdown in the Badlands. Dude, I love this set. And I will forever remember this set because I remember going to BlizzCon and talking to Edward, who is the guy who designed it. And he said to me, "What do you think of this set?" And I said, "This looks pretty bad." But at that point, they only showed neutrals. And I felt so bad saying that to him in hindsight. I felt so bad because I think this set ended up being really good. I really like a lot of the cards in here. Like, I really do. I think this set is so fun. I really like the excavate mechanic. I think that was great. I think quick draw is fun for the thematic, and some of the cards end up being really good. I think every class had something playable at some point during this entire set, which is great. I mean, this didn't end up as great as we thought it was going to be, but I mean, we had some stuff. It was just fun. Like, I think this is a good set. I mean, Druid is obviously doing some Druid stuff, and there's like the Azurite Snake is a good example of something that's been was a little egregious and probably not fun to play with. But like, bro, are we really going to sit here and tell me this isn't like peak cinema? Like, this shit was fucking awesome. I love this thing, man. It was so fun. And like, yeah, I mean, Reno's a bit silly. Don't get it twisted. Very strong card. But I mean, are we really going to pretend that this card single-handedly makes the rest of the set bad? Not really. Not really. It's not like it's like Titans, where it's like Titans had the nature card for Shaman, but I think legitimately the Shaman card was worse. That's on God. We did have this card as well, and its original state was a bit stupid, but I mean, I truly thought this card reveal was very fun. Sorry, card reveal. I thought this set was really fun. I thought there's so much fun stuff to do, especially with the mini set coming out. Like, yeah, Brand was a problem, but there was so much fun. It was so fun. This card was a bit silly, and this card ended up being really silly as well. Trog Gem Toss should be a little good. I think this set is like a perfect example of like stuff being very good and very, very fun to play with. Everything, I think every class had something playable to do, which is like the most, maybe the highest bar you can achieve. This is a very good set. It was fun, really fun. Aftershocks was a good card to get in the game as well. Yeah, I'm about it. I love this. I think this set's great. I think this is like an A tier for sure. Very well. Maybe not. I'm gonna leave classic alone. I think classic deserves to be a. I think the biggest X factor here is how much you appreciate Reno. If this was in the set, like this, I think this would have been more than fine. But I mean, other than Reno, it's like, I don't think it was that bad. I think it was great. Dude, Whizbang's Workshop is okay. Whizbang Workshop. We're growing into standard territory now. How do I feel about Whizbang's Workshop? This card was silly. Druid. Alanus is a card. This set was gross for Hunter for a little bit here. They had a lot of really good cards. Ew, King Plush at the beginning of this was so gross. Buff Paladin ended up being good at some point. Zarimi at fucking release, man. I don't know how I feel about this one. This card ended up being really good. This card was really powerful. Keep in mind, in 4 years, whatever you're about to say is going to sound as stupid as fuck as something that takes from the other video sound today. That's fine. That's okay. That's part of the fun, right? Like, this set is weird because, well, I don't know if it's weird. This was a very powerful set. Like, Giant was good, right? Dorian, this is, what a stupid card to add to the game for the record. Don't know why they thought Dorian was okay. What a, the Whizbang was fun. Actually, like, now it's all right. We have Mr. Ziliax. Love this card. Love that card. That card's funny as hell. I mean, remember when this could summon the same Unkiliax? Yeah, buddy. Wheel of Death was interesting in its original state. Shaman was fine. Rogue was great because Sonya gave you a lot of really good cards. What was happening? I'm like blacking out. I really am. I'm really blacking out on what we got in this set. Does anyone even remember? Like, what did we do? What was the game plan here? Was it just older sets taking the lead? Like, I remember Hunter was really good. What was play? Man, I'm getting to the point where it's like everything is kind of. Did Plagues free to play? Testing dummy OTK. Yeah, but that doesn't count until Time Ways, which is like a ways away, you know. Window Shopper DH. Ooh, you're right. This was at 3, wasn't it? Oh man. Oh, you're so right. Fuck Demon Hunter. And Zarimi Priest. Fuck Demon Hunter. Stupid fucking class. It makes me so upset that they're in the game. I hate them so much. This card is so fucking funny, by the way. Why do they make this card? This is nostalgia, boys. This is 10 years. Kind of mean. Fuck Demon Hunter. I had the chance. If it was Demon Hunter, chat, and hold on, Shadow Step all in a room, and I had 1 bullet, and I had 2 bullets. I'd shoot Demon Hunter twice. That's the Office meme. This set sucked. This one's really interesting because it's like Renethal, I feel like, was really positive for the game. Ziliax is isn't he like the most nerfed card of all time? Like, what the fucking hell are we doing? I think it's like I feel like for me, okay, I'm gonna say something here. I don't know how you guys feel about this. This is the set for 10 years of Hearthstone. I feel like this is not the set I wanted for 10 years of Hearthstone. I wanted something else. I wanted something I wanted something like better. You know what I mean? Like for 10 years, this is not the set I wanted. This was not a good year for Hearthstone, I don't think. Well, you can say that for the last 2 years, I guess. I kind of lost it a little bit here. Okay, same thing can be said about you. X fucking D, bro. Okay, Perils in Paradise. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, for the next couple of sets here, it's pretty much gonna be the exact same rating for me. I feel like this is where I kind of stopped liking the game as much as I used to. I think when the set was released, it didn't do anything. Am I wrong? The Cheese Dragon was really good. Dude, can we talk about this card for 1 second? I think this card's horribly designed. It's a fucking mess. I don't know what the hell they were thinking with this one. What were they doing with this one? This one's crazy, bro. I feel like this card is so, like, this card is just everything I don't want about Hearthstone. This whole set lacked Warcraft lore too. I don't care about that. Rastakhan DK was at release was great. Oh yeah, people were mad about the theme of these set. I don't really care about that. I don't care about themes necessarily here. Tourists were, I think, a good mechanic, so I have to give it some credits for that one. I think Tourist was fun. Marin was a really good card. Insidious was fucking mental. People had won. Dude, the whole rogue shenanigans was crazy, bro. Warrior just never really did anything with this set, I feel like. I mean, they kind of actually ended up doing something with Food Fight, right? With the dragon. I feel like it's just hard because this set, I feel like, was very underwhelming compared to Whizbang Workshop. Whizbang's Workshop was really good. This card was very good. This card was good. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, Dungar was in this set too, I think. Yeah, Dungar ended up being really good as well. This set is like, it's very lackluster and there's a lot of stupid shit in it. So it's like, not everything is horrible though. I'm not a huge fan of this set. I'm going to be honest. It's probably like a low C. I mean, they're probably all going to go C. Okay, I didn't play during the Great Dark Beyond. So, because I was playing the Bazaar, let me tell you what happened. For those of you who are not aware, Raynad released his game in closed beta during the release of the set. And that shit was the most fun I've had in like time. So I played that shit nonstop. That's all I did for the release of Dark Beyond. I loved it. I did get back into it when, more into it, I should say, when StarCraft was released. And StarCraft, I think, is going to be one of those sets where like you think back on it very negatively, but during its release, I think people really liked it. It's kind of two sides of the same coin. You know what I mean? It's really good to have a set. It's really good to have a set that is super powerful, but when all the play patterns are the exact same or feel the exact same across multiple games, you're put into a position where like maybe the set was not great for a lot of players. So, I mean, depending on how you feel about StarCraft, because I feel like that's going to be the huge focal point here. A couple of like the bigger outliers for the Great Dark Beyond is like the C6 Expanse was really cool. And I think the Discover card for Hunter was great. But I wasn't really playing, so I'm going to have to put it here. StarCraft, I think, like puts me like probably like a B or a C because I think the StarCraft cards are interesting. Emerald Dream. So this year, okay, this is why I thought this would be interesting to do because we're right before Cataclysm when I'm making this video. I don't know how good Cataclysm is going to be. But I think this year is kind of the same year that we saw with Witchwood, Boomsday, and Rastakhans. It feels like this year has kind of been this set of like I want to call it intentional, but I really do not know, of lowering the power level in this game. This game last year, I feel like most of these sets didn't do a whole lot. And that's why this is such a weird time in Hearthstone, because if we really look at all the sets that we've got, most of the cards felt like they did not really do anything and they only reinforced the stuff from the previous year. There's a couple stuff here and there that was really interesting and cool. Maybe Into the Emerald Dream is probably the best example of this because I do really think Dark Gifts were great. I love Dark Gifts. Fire Echo's a mistake. Actually, I do think our Dark Gifts are really good. I think Imbue ended up being like a fine mechanic. But I feel like this expansion is going to really shine going into the next year. I feel like this is where it's going to really be like, yippee. You know, that's what I think. This is like after rotation. I feel like this set's going to have a really good chance of being like really fun, and a lot of interesting things can happen with it. So I feel like this is the point where it's like, I kind of have to, I think I'll put Emerald Dream like probably like a C, maybe like a low B, but I think it has a chance to go up. I don't know. Ungoro. What did Ungoro get? Like, hold on, let me go check. What cards are playable from Ungoro? You were XTD. You were playable. XTD. Hunters, kind of. Neri was good. After the buffs, yeah. Okay. Murloc Shaw or Murloc Paladin. People love that shit. This fucking stupid ass card, by the way. Lie in wait. Hate to see it. Spare the Mountain was whatever. This card I think was buffed, maybe too egregiously, but I think they at least we had a playable quest at some point in our lives. Into the Lost City I think ended up being a lot better than people expected. This set kind of sucks dong, no? Blob of Tar, fuck that card, hate that card. At least the Navigator has basically made the game what it is at this point. Every deck plays at least the Navigator now, and it's kind of boring. Kind of dung. I'm gonna be honest. I think this might be a B. This might be a D, which is bad for this. Timeways I think was good. I like the Fabled mechanic. I think the Fabled mechanic ended up being a lot cooler than I anticipated. Not all of them are playable, but again, like this is where I'm at. Like I haven't played a lot of standard during Timeways Timeways. So for me, it's like I couldn't really give you a good rating on Timeways whatsoever. I am going to say this, man. I kind of hope I'm inspired to play Hearthstone going into the next set, because I kind of miss playing the game. But of course, Slay the Spire is going to come out, and it's going to be like, I'm going to put this in like C as well. I mean, I don't know if this tier list is, this one's really tough because I didn't play a lot of it. I think Ungoro had a lot of just, the whole set is just funny thinking about what it was and what the namesake is. And then I think Emperor of the Dream has the chance. Him missing shows how little he played in recent times. Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean him missing? Missing what? Missing what? I don't know. Days away from Spire. Ooh. We be slaying the Spire, boys. I can't wait for that shit. That's going to be sick. All right, gamers. I think that's a good place to end. Go watch the card reveal stream if you want to see it. I will be live tomorrow. I don't know what I'm doing, but tomorrow will be my Major League Ballotcher game against Melf. So we'll see that. New Deathwing skin. Is there anything on Reddit, or do I have to like watch the video? I guess we'll just go through the highlights tomorrow. I don't really care too much. Yeah, I'll just figure it out. All right, gamers, thanks for chilling. Who am I rating? Hold the stream, you'll see. I don't know if I'm allowed to watch it.
If that was another heavy attack, that'd be way too.
Oh,
Firebat's watching it. That should be okay.
Herald. We're gonna have a fully upgraded.
Oh god, that's terrifying.
That's gross.
Yep.
Holy!
Tell them they should go easy.
just trying to Herald Ragnaros over
I'm
here.
just
Oh
trying
my
to
god.
have some... All right then.
Well,
Look, I'm not gonna lie.
He's got aura, bro.
Druid's pretty good this set.
this is looking rough here. Okay, let's shoot. What is he? No, we went
Wow.
face.
Okay. I'm not even worried in the slightest.
That makes one of us. We have a plan though.
Yeah.
We're gonna be like, hey Ragnaros, please help.
We Herald. He
We
sends a
upgraded.
soldier.
I don't know
It's a
that. I don't
4/2.
know that's good enough though.
I guess we'll find out.
That skin is so
We're
nice.
Oh,
We are
How much we thinking, bro?
No, it's
$2 million?
You saw that they played half of
Yeah,
their
the
shatter
shatter
spell, which even when not combined, Soul of the Forest is pretty good.
Yeah, turns out.
mean, don't they just lose? It's gonna be a gotcha skin for sure. They're not charging that shit in the shop. There's no way.
You've
No shot, buddy.
I know you have.
It's true. Oh god.
I mean, we can
My face.
Where's Brawl?
Leave it alone.
we can torch something. We can torch a couple somethings maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
Who do you think they're playing against?
The glitter wing is elusive.
The devs like no prisoners.
I think they're having fun back there.
Okay, okay.
Think they'll give you a code with a skin? No.
I'm at 10 over here. That's
I'm gonna have to Darkmoon Faire like the rest of you guys.
well. That could have been good ages ago.
Yeah.
Actually, it never would have been good.
No.
I mean, it does work
It's
with
not
my.
bad.
Hold on.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Torch.
Hold on.
Okay. Okay.
It is good. I don't think it's good enough.
But it's definitely.
Augur
not.
looks so weird,
Good.
man.
We can make a torch
Okay.
play here.
So we can play this. So 1 damage to everything. And then. Boom.
This smacks
Yeah.
idiots.
That's damage, so it comes back to my hand.
Well, I get to see the attack animation. Hold on. Pause champ.
Boom. Excess damage back to my
That
hand.
torch card seems pretty good.
Okay, we're just torching left
It's
and right.
pretty good.
Yeah, this is pretty good. We can kill here.
Yeah.
There's still a 5/5 on the board, guys. So I don't know if you see it.
So, we're gonna shoot this.
Yeah.
And now it's gone.
We
And
can take out
now, do I want? I think I need a card.
I think I might want to draw a card.
So we're gonna. I probably should have done this earlier, but
Oh, let's see this. Let's see it.
Oh.
Whoa!
Don't kill us. This
Actually, I don't really like it.
could be
I'm gonna be honest. That looks so weird.
who is
That looked like it shouldn't be a part of Hearthstone.
Yeah.
that's cool. That is a really cool card.
It's a very good card.
All right.
If we don't die.
More trees. Too many trees.
Too many trees.
This cataclysm has.
I wanna
not
see him
caused
die.
nearly enough deforestation for this druid.
Whoa, whoa.
Except for this druid, you know. In
Wait, that's
general.
it?
Barrens is, that's one thing.
Nah, bro. They're holding cards back. It's rigged. Paid actor for sure.
I don't know.
They're trying to make them look good. We know it's cooked.
Geddon. I think Geddon is our only hope here.
Look, I don't think there's any way to live.
I don't
So I think
know.
we just play the cool card.
We're gonna play the cool card. Boom.
Yeah, pretty cool.
All right.
Augur's excited.
Oh wait, it's instead of draw. I was thinking it was battle cry. I got to do it once. Never mind.
It's at the start of every turn. Now
No.
instead of drawing,
No.
you instead discover, which would be so good.
Oh, it's just a permanent effect.
It's a permanent rest of
Okay,
game
so
effect.
I read this as battle cry. Do this thing, rather than battle cry for the rest of the game. Do
Yes.
this. So this. Wow,
Is that the death animation?
Yeah.
That effect is crazy.
Oh.
Wow,
okay, so
Deathwing died.
when he dies.
Oh, that was actually pretty dope.
Okay, that one didn't quite go
You
our way.
know, I was leaning really heavily into building up to some big thing.
Yeah.
And then I just got punched in the face by some trees.
Yeah.
And that happens.
It
Okay,
does.
if you want to go watch Hearthstone, you can go watch Hearthstone. I'm gonna end stream here, boys. Thanks for chilling. Hope you have a good rest of your day. I'll see you guys later. I will be live tomorrow. I don't know what we're doing before. Baron, I see you on that. To see that member, bro. Thank you so much, man. Have a good rest of your day, guys. I don't know who to raid is the question.